a lot of cases. First will be reviews, and there's a lot of those. So bailiff's going to call your name. When your name is called, come up to the table to your right, stand there, and I'm going to go over your file with you to see if you are making progress on what you're ordered to do. If you're here for new charges, we'll start those after we finish the reviews.
Donald Porter, Rayanne Bukema, Leroy Campbell, Mariah Hudson, Ashley Huff, Bryce McMillan, Brandon Helton.
Okay, Donald Porter.
Yes, sir.
There. 20, 21, 20, 19, 51, 18, 12, 42, 08, 441, 05, 281, 04, 945. So, it looks like you've done your community service that you were to do, but you've got fines to pay.
Yeah, I have a payment today.
You did make a payment?
I'm going to.
How much were you saying?
$20, but I have.
Okay. Well, you need to, you've got a lot of cases, so we need to get these cleared up.
Yes, sir.
You can do extra community service, I'll let you do that toward your fines.
Okay.
So I want to get this cleared up and off the docket, so.
All right, thank you.
Are you working now, or what's?
Yeah, I just got off work. No, yeah.
Where are you working?
Hires.
Okay, well, that's a good job. So you should be able to pay more than $20.
Yeah, starting now.
I'm gonna start making you come in every 2 weeks. We gotta get this done. I mean, you got cases going back to 2004 that haven't been paid yet.
Yes, sir.
That's ridiculous. So get this done, or I'm gonna start making you come in, and you'll have to explain that to the folks at Hunters why you're missing so much.
Yes, sir.
June 12th is going to be your next hearing. 9 o'clock. You work Monday through Friday?
Sunday through Friday.
Okay, well, you got some, to do Saturday then.
Yeah, I work midnights. I get off at 7:45 in the morning. See, what was it? I'm sorry again.
June 12th.
12.
See the clerk to make your payment and start getting these cases retired. Don't get any new cases. Okay.
Thank you.
Rayanne Bukema. Nope. This was an OVI, case number 21345. She paid her fines off, but did not do her community service. And I don't see she ever went to the driver intervention program either, so she'll get a warrant for not appearing. Leroy Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a pretty good report. I question this taking gabapentin with buprenorphine though.
Yes,
I
sir.
understand that's a problem.
You've questioned it before.
I did.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, the reason is because I have an advisor that Dr. Todd Davies, who teaches addiction science at the Marshall Medical School, says that combination is not a good one.
I haven't had any problem out of it yet, so
Okay. Is it the same doctor that's prescribing both?
it is, yes.
Who is that?
Based out.
No, Dr. Bates. Okay, you got community service that needs done.
I do, yes. I actually have 2 jobs, so it's a little difficult for me to do community service, but I will get it done.
Okay.
I just got out of prison, and I just got restarted doing my cases in this court, so I will get it done.
Okay. Give me a date when you think you can do it.
I don't know.
What days, do you have any days off?
My days off are Sunday and Monday.
Okay, Monday works. You can come in on Mondays and do community service.
Yeah.
I only have 2 days left, it looks like.
I only have 2 days community service left.
That's what I'm seeing.
Oh, was that?
So we need to keep this on Mondays, and that's your day off.
Yeah, that's fine. And I made a payment last week or last time when we left court, and I made a payment this past Saturday online.
All right, June 26th will be your next hearing. Good report on your sobriety, so let's keep that up, and we'll see you June 26th.
26. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Brandon Helton,
Yes.
2318 and 213585, 212053, and you already did a screen this morning, and
Yes.
it was acceptable. You've got community service to do too.
Yes.
When can you get that done?
I've been working 7 days a week at the moment, but in the next week or two, that should be going down. We're just short-staffed right now.
Okay, get out here and get your community service done any day but Sunday or holiday.
Okay.
June 26th is your next hearing. Good screen today. Mariah Hudson, 18,746 and 18,483.
Excuse me.
She has not finished the Hughes case, and she hasn't appeared, so there'll be a warrant issued. Ashley Fox is here. How are you, Ms. Huff?
I'm good, sir.
2758 and 2724. Can you make any payment on your fines?
No, sir.
Now that Spectrum's going out of business, what are you doing? You were going there, right? Weren't you going to Spectrum?
I'm done with it, sir.
Okay. Well, as long as we don't get any new cases, that's good. I'll set your next hearing for July 7th. First Friday in July, 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
Bryce McMillan.
Yes, sir. Excuse me.
Is this my copy or?
Both of them, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it's a good report from you're involved with the recovery to work and getting treatment. And both gave you good marks, so that's great. And you did your community service, all that's finished, you just have to pay off fines. Can you make any payment on your fine today?
Not today, sir, but Friday when I get paid.
Okay.
I'll do it online. I know you hear that quite often, but
All right, June 26th, you're doing well in your recovery and getting ready for work program, so keep it up. And eventually, we need to get these fines paid too.
That's what I'm working on now, sir, trying to get them behind me.
Okay, take care of business. June 26th is your next hearing. Good
Thank
job.
you. Thank you, Hunter.
Timothy Salmons, Tommy Thacker, Don Williford, Dylan Wilson, Chancey Wise, Tamari Cave, Tracy McDonald.
Timothy Salmons is 162049. And looks like the only thing you've got left to do
It's a
is
DUI
the-
class, and I've talked to him that that's Laredo County, and I can do, I have enough money saved to do the August class, if that's okay
Okay.
with you.
You said Scioto County?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one here closed, so we may get one to replace it, but as of now, there isn't one in Lawrence County. You know what the date is in the one?
I don't remember what date it is.
Okay, I'm gonna set it for the 18th, because I think it's at the beginning of the month. So
18th.
August the 18th will be your next hearing. If you get a report in here saying you've completed it by then, you don't have to show up.
All right, thank you.
9 o'clock, August 18th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tommy Thacker. Tommy Thacker hasn't appeared and hasn't done anything on the case, so he gets a warrant. Don Williford.
Yes, sir.
Case number 213491. Got a report from Lawrence County, recovery. Says you haven't been in touch with them.
I was sick this past week. I got food poisoning, and I did do my, every 2 weeks I go now just for ICs with Heather, and I changed my number because I've been having problems with my ex. So I forgot to call them and give them the number when I got sick.
Okay, well, here's what I want you to do. We have a representative from Lawrence County Recovery today, all right? So I want you all to go talk, and I want her to do the urine screen, and then come back after you've talked and she's done the urine screen, and we'll decide how we're gonna go forward.
Okay.
Okay, you'll be recalled later in the docket.
Yes, sir.
So go toward the probation office, and I'll make arrangements for you to get your urine screen. Dylan Wilson, 212786. Was an OBI. You've done your community service, you're working on paying your fines, do you have a payment?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How much are you gonna pay?
I was just gonna pay 100.
Okay. What about the driver intervention program, have you done that?
No, I have my class scheduled for June 8th in Scioto County, though.
Okay, so you are scheduled inside the county. All right. See the clerk to make your payment. I'll give you a date for your next hearing. You said June 7th is when you're going?
The 8th, yeah.
8th. Are you working?
Yes, sir.
What's your work schedule?
I'm working Monday through Friday right now.
So either Monday or Friday, doesn't matter then. Okay, I'll set it for a Monday, July 10th. So if you get your fines paid off and that report filed by July 10th from the driver intervention program, you don't have to show up.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Chancey Wise, 22443, and you've turned in community service for this
Your Honor,
month.
if I may, she turned 64 hours in this month.
Okay. And are you gonna make a payment on your fines and restitution today?
Yes, sir.
How much are you paying?
$100.
All right. And I'll set your next hearing for July 10th also. July 10th, 9 a.m. See the clerk. Mara Cave. It's on an OBI, 213569. Okay. Not the one. What about, have you done the driver intervention program?
No, I have not yet.
Okay,
But
so
I have almost finished my community service. I believe I have like 2 hours left of that, and then I'll have that turned in on the next court appearance.
Okay, and I'm showing only a $25 balance on your fines.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to pay that, but I just learned that we can pay that online, so I'll go home and get that paid now.
Okay, get the, and you'll have to go to Scioto County, or you can go to any county, you don't have to go to Scioto County, but
Right.
that's the closest one.
Okay.
You can go to any approved program by the state of Ohio if you want to go to another area, but there's not one here in Lawrence County now. I'll set you for July 10th. If you get everything completed by then, you don't have to come back.
Okay.
9 a.m. July 10th. Tracy McDonald, 222574. Okay, it's a good report on New Life Recovery. You just have to pay off your fines now. And keep
I don't know what they are.
685 is what I'm showing. Do you have any payment on your fine?
No, I didn't know I had any.
Yeah, I don't think you paid anything so far.
No, we didn't.
Well, yeah, you got an OVI conviction, so there's always going to be a fine on that, so.
I thought they'd,
I'm sorry?
I thought somehow I got to thinking that based on how I do in treatment, I don't think I've been sentenced on anything yet.
Now, you got a sentence on your OVI, 2574 was the case. You don't have to go to the driver intervention program. It was agreed that if you finish treatment, you didn't have to do that. Okay, you only had a small fine. Actually, I did suspend the fine on the OVI, which is very rare, but you got a $30 fine on the seatbelt violation.
Okay.
And let's see if there's anything else. So that 600 should come off of that. So it's actually $85 then that you have.
Okay, I'll get it taken
600
care of.
So I'll set your next hearing for July 10th, pay it off the balance, and then you don't have to come back.
Okay.
July 10th, 9 o'clock. Okay, that finishes the reviews. So we're going to start arraignments. Anybody out in the hall, in the lobby that has a new case, you need to come into court
In
now.
the courtroom, new charges, this court date. He needs to be recalled. He's got one thing already.
Okay, so I'm going to give everybody your rights. I'll go over them again when you're called up. We'll do it as a group, and then if you don't understand something, ask questions about it. These are things that you've heard before if you've watched any crime shows, because it's from a very famous case, Arizona versus Miranda. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do say stuff, what you say is all on the record. It can be used against you. So if you get up, and I've had people get this, first thing, they get up and say, yeah, I did it. Well, the prosecutor can use that against you because you just admitted what they're charging you with. You have a right to have an attorney if you're facing a jailable offense. You have a right to have one appointed then if you meet the financial guidelines. So if you want a court-appointed lawyer, I have to ask you about your income because there's a guideline I have to go by on appointing lawyers. You have a right to bail. You have a right to make the state prove any charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Here's the most important thing. If you don't understand what's going on, if you're confused, if you want to talk to a lawyer, if you want a trial, any of those things, you need to enter a not guilty plea. Don't enter guilty or no contest because I want to get it over with. That's not a good reason to enter one of those pleas. You can always change your plea later. Call the first case.
State of Ohio versus Brian Montroso, case number CRA 23311.
All right, and you are Brian Montroso. Mr. Mr. Montrose, you've got a new charge, open dumping. It's an unclassified felony. Believe it or not, that carries a maximum penalty of 4 years in prison and a $25,000 fine. That's the maximum. And it's alleged that on May 15th of 2023 in Rome Township, you disposed of solid waste by open dumping or burning. Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
And you want a court-appointed lawyer, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any currently pending cases, or they're all done?
No.
He's got cases on 616.
I think they're for review, or for sentencing. Who's the attorney on that? Who's your attorney on your case coming up in June? You remember?
No.
Let's look it up. Mr. Morford? Okay. I don't know if he's here yet. Okay, I'm going to appoint Mr. Morford to represent you. Is he on the docket?
Yes.
Probably. Okay, if you want to stick around, he'll be here usually about 10 o'clock. A little early for him yet. You can talk to him today, if not. Well, why don't we do this? I want you to talk to him because we got a time frame issue on, because this is a felony. I need you guys to decide when you want to come back. We could do it June the 16th, or we may have to come back earlier if you don't want to wait time. So I'm ordering you to stay here, talk to Mr. Morford, and I'll recall it after you've done so. Okay?
Okay.
We'll set bond then, decide when your next court date's going to be. So just have a seat.
State of Ohio versus Mary Halcom. It's number CRB 23236.
Where will it stand?
By the table, behind the table. And you're Mary Halcom?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Halcom, the complaint's been filing against you alleging that at Rome Township on April the 5th, 2023, you caused inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to others by making unreasonable noise or offensive utterances or gestures. That's disorderly conduct. The charge filed against you is not jailable. The maximum penalty for it is a $150 fine. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you feel?
Guilty.
Guilty means you're admitting it's true. You
Yes, sir.
understand that? Okay, I've got an affidavit from a Deputy Adkins, Lawrence County Sheriff's Office, that says, on the above date, I was dispatched to Dollar General due to a female taking her clothes off in the bathroom and screaming at customers. Once I arrived, observed the female trying to get in a vehicle. The Dollar General staff stated she was making a disturbance. I identified the female. It seemed to me that she was under the influence of drugs. She was very combative, didn't want to speak with me. Placed her in a patrol car until EMS arrived. She agreed to go with them to be checked out. She would be charged at the scene, due to the scene she made inside the store. Dollar General said they could hear her screaming inside the bathroom, and that's when they called. Okay, so what happened after the EMS arrived? Did you go to a hospital or what?
I spent 21 days at Highland Hospital. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Okay, how are you doing now?
I'm much better. I actually have a paper stating that I'm under treatment.
You have that with you?
Yes, sir.
Can I look at it, please?
Yes, sir. Papers stating that I'm under treatment. And you're at Family Medical. Okay,
Sounds like you're addressing the issue, so I'm going to dismiss this, ma'am. You're free to go. I'm going to dismiss the criminal charge.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you.
What exactly does that mean?
Just means I'm dismissing the charge. You don't have a charge anymore because you got some treatment for it. So just keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully you'll get a good result.
Okay, do I have fines?
No, you have nothing. Case is dismissed, which means it's
Okay.
gone.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Rose N. Maynard, case number CRV 23263. Roger Smith.
Ma'am, are you Rose Maynard?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this alleges that on April the 23rd in Fayette Township, you did deposit or dispose of household litter in or on Buffalo Creek, where it could be washed away by normal flow of water or flooding. So that littering on the banks of a waterway is a third-degree misdemeanor. The maximum penalty is 60 days in jail, $500 fine. Do you understand the charge, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge?
No contest.
No contest means you don't want to fight it, you're agreeing you can be found guilty if I think what the state says it has as evidence is legally sufficient for a conviction.
Right.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay, I'll accept your no contest plea, and I've got a report here from Department of Natural Resources, Wildlife Officer Darren Abbott. He says, I received a complaint of trash dumped behind a residence. I went to the residence, located trash scattered along Buffalo Creek and the creek bank behind the residence. I attempted to contact the residents, but there was no answer. I've since spoken with Rose Maynard, who was living at the address over the phone. She said she burns her trash and does not have a trash disposal company. I set a time to meet with her later. I met with her on April 29th at her residence to explain her how to properly dispose of household trash in the future. Ms. Maynard not only admitted to dumping trash on Buffalo Creek, but complained that the creek does not get enough water flow anymore to wash it away, what she dumps on the creek bank. I explained to her that's exactly why the law is in place to address dumping problems. I asked if she could dig a hole and bury trash. I told her no, she needs to dispose of trash by a trash service or taking it to a landfill. She asked if she could dump it on someone else's property and admitted to having done that in the past. I informed her that was not legal. I encouraged her to clean up the trash and properly dispose of it in a landfill or with a trash service, and issued her a summons. And then I've got some pictures. So
I do too.
Prosecutor in.
I got pictures too.
You got pictures?
Yep. I got pictures before and after, and it's all cleaned up. And I also got trash removal.
Okay, you got a receipt where you paid for removal?
I got a receipt where I took it out and it's got to the 10th to be paid.
pled no contest, and she's got some receipts and pictures that she says she's cleaned it up. I don't know if you want the officer to give a report, or you want to take what she says.
We'd be satisfied with court costs on this, Your Honor, suspended suspended fines.
All right, I'll impose a $150 fine, which I'll suspend on the conditions you don't have any further incidents, and I'll order you to pay the court costs, which are $110. You need time to pay that, ma'am, or?
Yeah, until the 3rd.
Okay. I'll give you a final pay date of August 22nd, so you got till then to pay it. After that, we would send it into the Bureau of Motor Vehicles payment.
Okay.
If you want a copy of the entry that I'm going to sign with the order, you can get it from, I'm not putting you on probation, but you can get a copy of the entry from the probation department, or if you have access to a computer, you can go on our website, it'll show you what your obligation is.
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, that's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Yvonne Kendall Light, case number TRC 23559 A and B.
And sir, are you Javon Light?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Light, you have a couple charges against you. State's alleging that on May 17th of this year at 1:54 a.m. in Fayette Township, you were driving a vehicle while you were under the influence of alcohol. And the state's alleging that you took a breath test to test your alcohol level and tested 174 on the breath test.
Yes, sir.
So there's a couple of numbers that are important with the breath test so you can understand what it means.
Yes, sir.
The first is the per se level under Ohio law is 0.8. So we'll drop that first decimal point to say 8. You have to test, you test 8 or higher on a breath test, and, a big and, if the state shows compliance with the rules for giving the test, they have to calibrate the machine properly and follow some rules for giving that test.
Yes.
Then there's a presumption that you're impaired if you test 8 or higher on a breath test. And they're saying you tested more than 17, so that's higher than 8. Now, another number that's important is 17. If you test 17 or higher, it's considered a high test. And what that does is, on a first offense, which this is alleged to be a first offense, it adds to the minimum penalty. So below 17, there's no mandatory jail. Above 17, there's a 3-day mandatory jail sentence. So on a first offense with a test score of 174, the maximum is 6 months in jail, $1,075 fine, and a 3-year license suspension. That's the most the court can lawfully impose. The least, there is a minimum that a court can't go below. On a first offense with 174, could be, and you're right in the gray area, so it could be that there's 3 days of jail required and 3 days in a treatment program.
I understand.
Both. A $375 fine is the minimum, and a 6-month license suspension minimum. Do you understand what I've explained to you about the
Yes, sir.
numbers and the
Yes,
test
sir.
board?
Yeah.
You're also charged with failure to control. The maximum penalty for that's a $150 fine. You understand both charges?
Yes, sir.
You understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes, sir.
How do you wish to plead to this charge?
Guilty.
I'm going to recommend that you get a lawyer, and here's the reason.
Okay.
With your test score, you're just over where I have to give you jail. That's a big deal, to have to go to jail.
Yeah.
It might be within the margin of error, it may not be, but it's close enough that it needs to be investigated. So
I can do it.
I would recommend that you get a lawyer. That if you don't want to, then I'm going to have to give you jail time. That you might, I don't know what a lawyer would tell you, but it probably would be something they'd want to do some discovery on the test and that sort of thing. So I think it would behoove you to get legal counsel.
If that's what you think, then that's what I'll do.
I think it is.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So do you want to be considered for a court-appointed lawyer, or do you want to hire your own lawyer? Are you working?
I'm working, yes.
What do you do?
I'm the assistant manager at Food Fair.
Are you paid by the hour?
Yes.
How much per hour?
15.
How many hours a week?
It varies, probably like, I would say average, probably like 42.
Do you have dependents? Do you have people that are dependent on you for your?
No, it's just me.
You're a single person?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to hire your own lawyer then, because for a single person, you're making too much money for me to appoint a lawyer.
No, I understand.
So, I'm gonna give you roughly 3 weeks to get that done, and then we'll come back for what's called a pretrial.
Do you think, okay, so what if I just plead guilty today and just?
I'm gonna have to give you jail time, so I think you need to go talk to a lawyer.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
If it was me, I would get a lawyer.
I understand.
Okay?
Yes, sir, I'll do it.
All right. Have you ever been to the Lawrence County Jail?
Never been to jail. I don't have any.
It's a place to avoid.
I don't have any.
At all possible.
I don't have any traffic violations. I've never been in trouble before, so.
Well, you know, you elect legislatures and they go up to Columbus and they pass laws. And one of the laws they passed was they take, you're gonna get me on a rant.
Sorry.
They take discretion. They take discretion away from judges because we don't have very many lawyers in the legislature anymore and they don't trust judges. This is just my opinion.
I hear you.
So they take discretion away from us and say, Judge, we don't trust you. On a first offense, you have to do this.
I appreciate it.
And one of the things they say is with your test work, I have to give you at least 3 days in jail.
I understand.
Even if I think it does no good, I still have to do it.
I understand.
Because that's what the law is.
Yes, sir.
And I'm sworn to follow that.
Yes, sir.
So let's make it June 12th, the
Okay.
next hearing. Pre-trial at 10 o'clock. I'm putting down that you will hire a lawyer. And I'm going to let you sign a $1,000 signature bond. And what that means is you're just signing like an IOU to the court that says, I will pay $1,000 if I don't show up, unless you get a warrant. So just come to court, you don't get a warrant, and you don't have to pay anything. I'm trusting you to come to court on your promise.
Yes, sir.
I'm entering a not guilty plea. So you need to be back here on June 12th unless you hire a lawyer and they said, well, I can't be there and I made arrangements for a different date. So you come when your lawyer's
Okay.
Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
And you're under a license suspension now because of the test.
I understand, yes.
Okay. June 12th is your next hearing. 10 o'clock.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Aaron Hughes, case number TRD 172687.
And ma'am, you're Aaron Hughes.
Yes.
This is an old case.
Yeah.
It's alleged you missed a pretrial on October the 23rd, 2017, and it's on a driving without a license case. So, something prompts you to come in and get this cleared up, or?
I think I'm past the time to get it fixed. Gotta move for employment and it would require a background check and it's way past overdue, I guess.
Okay, yeah, this something you need to take care of. This is not a jailable offense, so I can't appoint a lawyer for you, but you can hire a lawyer. Have you got your license? At this time, at least the state was alleging you didn't have a license. Do you have a license now?
I actually had it before that date and it was over a ticket in Florida. They reported that I didn't pay it, but I did. I have proof that I paid it and I reinstated my license, but I don't have the reinstatement license with me today.
Okay, well, we can check. So you still live in Kentucky?
Yes.
So Kentucky if we checked with Kentucky, they'd say you're valid?
Yeah.
Okay, just have a seat. I'll have somebody check it and then call you back up after we check to see if you are valid.
State of Ohio versus Alyssa R. Sallards, case number CRA 2158, CRB 2460.
This is Mr. Thompson's case, and it had been on the docket for May 15th. And And Ms. Sowers missed that day? You have an explanation?
It's not an excuse, there's no excuse for missing, but I depend on my grandma, and it's kind of hard to get over here, and me and my fiance both go to court here, and it's really hard for us to get here 2 separate days, because I depend on my grandma, and she's blind in one eye, so she don't like to drive that much, and that's the truth.
Okay, where do you live?
I live in Lavalette. I got a job. I work at Little Caesars now. I've been there for 2 weeks. I go every week. We go every 2 weeks to the doctor. So, but I'm sorry that I missed.
And you work on the OVP, are you still doing that?
Yeah, I still go there and I get my Sublocade shot every month.
Okay. Do you have a report?
I think you,
April the 11th is the last report I have.
There's,
Is there another one?
May 8th.
because that was, I had a
Okay.
report before I missed court last week. That's why it's dated the 8th, because they did it the week I went to the doctor's office, was the beginning of that week. Maybe you can call them, I mean, they'll tell you I still go there.
I do have a contact person with them, so
Yeah,
I don't call. She's young, so you don't call.
well, you text then.
You gotta text her, she'll respond to a text, she won't answer a phone call. Well, do you want to try to do something with the prosecutor on this today, or how do you want to proceed, Mr. Thompson?
Yeah, we can deal with it today.
Okay, so let's recall it later, let you talk to him and see
Okay.
where we are. Okay, so we'll put this aside and recall it
Okay.
later in the docket.
What does that mean?
State of Ohio versus Joseph Cup, case number CRA 2159, and TRC 20-2048, A, B, and C.
Mr. Steyer's case, and this was set May the 8th for preliminary hearing, and it looks like Mr. Cup was not here.
Yes, Your Honor. I have a letter from from OVP regarding Mr. Cobb, which also includes several drug screens. If I could bring those forward.
Yeah.
Or send those forward, I guess. But at least update him on the treatment.
Yeah, you should be happy about that.
It's a nice letter, it's undated, that's,
I noticed that, Your Honor. It's not as helpful as it could be if it had a date on it.
exactly.
If I may, Your Honor, my counselor who prints the report, she's kind of young, so.
At this point today, we don't have, I assume the state doesn't have Mr. Cupp's file, wasn't prepared for today, so I would just ask that the warrant be withdrawn.
Is this to go for his file? Or?
Yeah, you don't need that back, do you?
No, sir, that's for you.
That can go in the file, Your Honor.
All right, so we'll just set it for another.
And ask for another pretrial day, if we could.
Okay, so we're looking in June. What's your schedule in June, Mr.?
I'm
mid-June.
12th or 16th are fine, or back again on the 30th. I've got that, I'm off for block during the second half. I remember you said the other day we're trying to go past the 9th, and I assume we're still about
16th
past
is
the 9th.
okay.
That'd be fine, Your Honor. June 16th, 10 o'clock.
Okay, I'll cancel the warrant. Preliminary hearing June 16th. Continue with your treatment, Mr. Cupp,
Yes, sir.
and be here on time, June 16th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, please.
State of Ohio versus Harold Weaver, case number TRC 198, A, B, C, and D. Harold Weaver.
It's Mr. Steyer's case, Harold Weaver.
Your Honor, here he is. I apologize. Mr. Weaver had been on the docket last week. He was, or week before last, I guess. He was incarcerated in Kentucky the day of court, contacted me upon his release, and I told him to get in here and we get him onto the docket. He was able to be here today.
This is on a, and there was a urine screen, but I don't know, the prosecutor probably didn't have the file today.
I don't believe so, no, Your Honor. So again, probably want to just set this on to a different date, ask for a,
Defendant waives time.
yes, Your Honor, yes.
All right, June 16th. Defendant waives time, be a pretrial then at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio recalls Aaron Hughes, case number TRD 172687.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Hughes, we did verify that you are valid now, so I'm going to dismiss this case because of the age. So the case is dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Don Williford, case number TRD 213491A and B.
Okay, we got a good screen.
Yes, sir.
And did we have a good conversation? Okay, so we're back. We got things lined out where you know what you need to do.
Yes, sir.
You're going to do it?
Yes.
Okay.
There was a miscommunication. I showed up, one of the appointments with my IC, there was a miscommunication. I showed up and she had double booked herself. And so I did show up, but we just wound up doing it online.
June 26th.
Okay.
Your next hearing.
And I'm going to make a payment today.
How much are you paying?
I'm going to pay $50.
Okay, see the clerk and make your $50 payment.
And you said
Continue
June?
with your counseling, be back here June 26th.
June 26th.
Good screen, thank you.
Thank you. I wouldn't take the chance of messing up now for nothing.
A lot of people do.
It's not worth it to me.
Good.
State of Ohio recalls Alyssa Sowards, case number CRA 2158, CRB 2460.
All right, is there something worked out on this?
Yes. Mr. Hills?
Well, Your Honor, I didn't have our file, but I didn't have a chance to see the court's file, and it looks like Ms. Sowards had previously entered a guilty plea and was found guilty on a theft charge back in 2020 or something. And then she's got a possession charge that's still before the court, and
OVP.
she's an OVP, or has been,
Outpatient.
and so she missed a hearing, maybe? Is that what
She
happened?
did.
Well, if OVP thinks she's still making progress or is capable of making progress, we don't have a problem continuing on if that's what she wants to do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've been doing this 9 months, no way I'm gonna quit now.
All right. Let's maybe 6 weeks out. She's done pretty well, other than missing her hearing.
And I'm sorry.
But
I know
that-
it looks bad. Can we make it for Monday, because that's my day off from work?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's actually go 7 weeks, so that's going to be July 10th.
I'll be here with bells on.
Good, me too.
Okay.
July 10th, and that'll be a preliminary hearing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Did you fill it out?
Okay, we've only got two, everybody was good this weekend. We got 2 people in jail. 3. That's still good. That's below the average. Usually over the weekend, we get 7 or 8.
State of Ohio versus Joseph Edens at the Lawrence County Jail, case number TRC 21-1918. Mr. Holmes' case.
Okay, we need Mr. Colt. There's Mr. Edens. And we need the prosecutor. Well, it's still morning. Probably feels like afternoon at the jail, but it's still morning. All right, your lawyer wants to talk to you, so he's gonna call down if the jailer could hold him out so he can talk, and then we'll recall you. So he's not ready to proceed yet. So we'll recall Mr. Edens later in the docket. Who's on deck?
State of Ohio versus Sherry White, case number CRB 13-1025.
And we don't need you on this one. We thought we were gonna do Mr. Edens, but he wasn't ready. So we'll talk to you and Mr. Edens on this. Sherry White is for arraignment on a warrant.
I'm here.
You're Sherry White?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ms. White, I'm Judge Capper. This is an arraignment on missing a hearing. State's alleging that you had a review hearing on May 30th of 2015 on a theft offense that you didn't show up for, got a warrant.
Okay. I don't even remember this one. I ended up going to prison at that, so I know nothing about it.
Okay, do you have a February
I'll
15th?
take care of it.
Do you have a February 15th? That's your date of birth? Okay, well, it's either you or somebody stole your identity, which has happened before.
Well, I ended up going to prison. So that's the reason why I don't remember.
How'd you get picked up on the warrant?
I was on register and when we got in the counter and someone and they got it on there. So, yeah, I didn't know nothing about this, but I can get it taken care of, no problem.
You still live at Willowwood?
No, I live in Ironton.
In Ironton, okay, you're still here in Lawrence County. So you want to take care of this, you've got a fine, $285 in fines and costs, and 5 days of community service. Okay, I'll find you in contempt for not coming to your hearing before or taking care of this previously and sentence you to time served. I'm going to give you a new review hearing date. And this will be your only notice, so let's make it a date easy to remember.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's see, and we'll look in July. Okay, I'm going to make it July 3rd. That's the day before Independence Day, is July 4th. We will have court on July 3rd.
Okay.
That's the first Monday in July. You got to be in court then. We'll have all this finished. Either way, if you get it finished before July 3rd, you don't have to show up. If you haven't got it finished, you got to show up at the court in Chesapeake. You know where that is, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'll send down a release. I'm releasing you unless you got a holder from another court. You'll get out today.
Not that I know.
Okay, all right, get this taken care of.
I will. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Your Honor, we're still waiting on one paperwork and we're waiting on Mr. Holt, so we can't leave our jail.
Okay, we'll just put the hold on the jail for now, and we'll go back to in court cases.
State of Ohio versus Roger Smith, case number CRB 23-314. Roger Smith.
Roger Smith, come up.
He was speaking with Mr. Cummings out in the lobby a minute ago.
Roger Smith, come into court. Over here. All right, Mr. Cummings, you're going to be representing Mr. Smith?
I am, Your Honor. We'd waive reading in our not guilty plea, and Mr. Smith has already posted a bond at the jail.
Is there a protection order requested here?
I'll need to speak with Ms. Smith. Yes, we will be requesting protection order, Your Honor.
Is there any issues about living arrangements?
You want to live here?
We own the joint property, so he can be in jail.
Where do you stay?
I stay at my house in Chesapeake.
Okay.
So we own the house.
Ashley Smith.
We own the house jointly. He
Okay.
can stay there.
They own a house jointly that he is staying at, she's staying in another location, so we're okay with.
She's
him.
all right with that?
Yes.
In Your Honor, we don't have a problem necessarily with the protection order issuing. She's entitled to that under the law. However, prior to this, even with the conditions of bond, the alleged victim in the case has repeatedly attempted to contact my client via phone. He blocked her on messengers, even sent messages over PayPal to him. While we understand it doesn't go the other way, we want to make it clear today that we are seeking no contact if she wants the order. And going forward, if there's continued attempts at contact, we're going to ask the prosecutor's office to file telecommunications harassment charges.
It's our understanding that when an individual posts bond in whatever the automatic amount is set by the court and it's posted when they've been arrested, that they sign some sort of a document saying that they understand that they have to stay away from the other person. And that's not the same as a protection order, it's not the same as a court order, I don't think, but maybe it is. But it's my understanding that there was a violation of that, whatever that is. I don't know if you call it an order or not, that precaution, that
Consent agreement, I think is what, I have a copy of it in the file, the consent agreement.
so there's a disagreement at this point about who's been contacting whom and to what extent and by what means.
Are there children involved here?
No, there's not.
So there's really no reason for them to contact each other.
Correct.
Okay, so both sides, no contact, that means no texting, no calling, no posting stuff on social media. Let's just let things cool off, stay away from each other, and we'll come back to court. And if there's any communication that needs to happen, do it through your lawyer.
And they actually, I'm informed, are in the process of being divorced, with a divorce proceeding pending, so.
So they have lawyers in the divorce?
There's no lawyers in the divorce at this time, Your Honor. However, now that there's a no contact order and they can't speak to negotiate an agreement, there either may not be an agreement or, depending, I may be hired to get involved and resolve those issues.
Well, at least initially, I'm going to word they not contact each other, and let's let things cool off, and then at some point, maybe that'll change. But initially, let's do that, no contact between the two, and then when do you want to come back to the next hearing?
If we could come back anytime mid-June, Your Honor.
Does she have input as to when to come back also? I'm looking at 16th or 20th or 23rd. Any of those dates work? 16th, 20th, 23rd. 20th is a Tuesday.
I have an idea about those dates. We're available and she's available on any of those days.
23rd, Your Honor, works best for my calendar.
All right, June 23rd will be the next hearing. Bond is continued with the protection order. Be a pretrial June 23rd at 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Angie Brumfield, case number CRA 23-313, A and B.
Angie Brumfield.
Angie Brumfield.
She was released from the jail with a notice to appear, which she signed for to appear today. She has not appeared, so a warrant will issue.
State of Ohio versus Charles Michael, case number CRA 23-312. Charles Michael.
Same thing, Charles Michael, probably, I don't know if they're co-defendants, but it looks like was also released, was a possession charge released from the jail.
Well, what is he, what's his address? I believe he-
Proctorville, State Route
He
775.
was here, he got a ticket through Azalea this morning for an ODI. And he said he was supposed to have been here, but we didn't have any charges for him at that time. So he was scheduled in for a notice and he left.
Okay, it'll be a warrant issued for not appearing. Yeah, he has a felony file possession of methamphetamine.
State of Ohio versus Christy Booth, case number CRV 23315.
So that warrant should be communicated to the failure.
Okay.
Ma'am, are you Christy Booth?
Yes.
Ms. Booth, you have a charge filed alleging that May 22nd in your own township, you knowingly caused or tried to cause physical harm to Emma Bush, who's either a member of your family or household. That's a domestic violence complaint, maximum penalty, 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Do you understand the charge?
Yes.
Do you understand the rights you have as a defendant?
Yes.
How do you wish to plead to this charge?
Not guilty?
Do you want a lawyer appointed to represent you?
Yeah.
Do you have a job?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I work at GC Services. I work from home.
Are you paid by the hour? How much per hour?
$16.50.
Do you have children?
Yes.
How many?
3.
How many hours a week do you work?
About 60, 65.
So are you getting overtime? Okay. Well, it looks like to me you're making at least $50,000 a year gross, is that right?
No, I'm making 60, 65 hours a week right now, not generally.
So you don't generally work 60 hours a week?
No, during storm season I do.
You know, the Supreme Court tells me I have to determine your gross annual income. Do you know what your gross annual income is?
No. I
Involved
would
income
say
tax
about
return?
38, 39, somewhere around there.
Okay, and there's 4 people in your household or
Yes.
5? 4?
No, there's 5, they're dad.
Does he work?
No,
Okay, you're eligible for court-appointed counsel. All right, so Mr. Scott, I'll appoint you.
See this, please.
Entering a not guilty plea for Ms. Booth,
That's correct, Your Honor.
and she can sign, I don't think you posted a bond, did you? Yeah, you did
Yeah.
post a bond, sorry, I missed it. She's posted a bond, so I'll continue that, and we need the prosecutor to come in and tell us if they want a protection order. Serve
Yes, Your
protection order? Okay. Is it a problem for you to stay away from Emma Bush?
this is where it gets,
You don't have to tell me a lot, but are you in the same roof or different?
yeah, I pay for it. And they haven't been living there. They have not been living there. She stayed 2 days.
But they're not there now.
No,
I just want to
they're-
keep you apart.
They're there now, but I work from home. I pay all the bills. Everything's
Okay,
in my
Why don't
name.
we do this, then? I'm gonna let Mr. Scott talk to you about that situation. Because one of my, I usually order a protection order, which is you to stay away from the victim. If you're living in the same roof, that's a problem. So talk to Mr. Scott, he can talk to Mr. Heald, and I'll address it if you can't work out something
Okay.
on that issue. But we're gonna recall it on the issue of bond and decide how we're gonna proceed. So why don't you all take a break, talk. I don't know if you probably would let Mr. Scott have the court's file because it's got the affidavit involved, what was filed. So we'll recall it later in the document.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Heather A. Hutchison, case numbers TRD 08781, AB in the city, and TRD 011366. Heather Hutchison.
Anyone that has a case is going to get called for arraignment needs to come in the courtroom. You're Heather Hutchison?
Yes, sir.
Looks like you missed a hearing in August 5th of 22.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have an explanation for missing?
Well, I was supposed to be trying to get my paperwork for my community service, and I was, not able to get it, so I don't know, I just spoke with the guy about my community service, and I guess I'm supposed to come tomorrow, so I guess I have to get that, to do that. That was the reason why we set it off.
Okay. So you didn't come to court because you didn't have your paperwork? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir.
And then why are you here today?
So I can get the
Did you get
community.
stopped or anything?
No, sir.
You've had a warrant outstanding since August, you know that? Yeah, if you would have had police contact, you would have went to jail. Since August.
Well, I spoke with the gentleman out here and told him I couldn't get the paperwork, and he told me that I could show up tomorrow to start it, or...
Okay. Well, when you miss a hearing, you're going to get a warrant, usually. So unless it's like a speeding ticket or something, then you just get your license suspended. So you got to come to court when you're ordered to, or bad stuff happens.
Okay, yes, sir, I'm sorry.
I'll stop the warrant today, and I'm going to give you a new review hearing date. If something goes wrong, you got to show up and explain it. You just can't blow it off and miss the hearing.
I'm sorry.
Not come back.
I'm truly sorry. It really wasn't my intentions.
Okay, let's set it for your next hearing, June 26th. Withdraw the warrant. Your next hearing is June 26th. Work on your community service fines. Can you pay anything on your fine today?
That's what I was asking her about it. I got one of them paid off. I'll try to have it paid off before I come back to court.
Okay, that would be great. June 26th is your next hearing, 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Pam Montroso, case number CRA 23311.
All right, Mr. Morford is here now. I'm appointed you, Mr. Morford, to represent Mr. Montroso. I did not set bond yet, or the next hearing date. This is unclassified felony open dumping. When would you like to come back? I understand he's got some kind of follow-up hearing on June 16th. I don't know if you want to make it that date or how you want to proceed.
Yes, Judge, I have a trial and common pleas on the 16th.
Okay. When would you like to come back on this for a preliminary hearing?
We'll wait time, Judge.
Essentially what's going to happen on these cases is the state wants to see that he's cleaned it up. If that's the allegations, that may take some time, so maybe a month out.
That would be good, Judge. He's doing the cleanup by himself.
All right, June 23rd, June 26th. June 23rd with the time waiver. Defendant waives time.
Yes.
June 23rd is the preliminary hearing. Mr. Montroso can sign a $2,000 signature bond.
State of Ohio versus John McCoy, case number CRB 21744. John McCoy.
Thank you.
Take your hat off, please, sir.
Sorry.
All right, this was set for a sentencing on May 19th, and it's alleged you didn't show up then?
I had already done my community service, so I didn't see why I had to be here.
Okay, well, I'm showing 2 days still left, so when,
I may not have been here yet.
I worked, did,
so you think he's finished with his community service?
I do think so. I can go verify.
You want to, here, take the file, verify if it is, you don't have to come back, meet with Mr. Cooper.
yeah, the day after.
I understand Mr. Sowers contacted you, right?
Correct.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
you're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Heidi Lindley at the Lawrence County Jail. Case number CRA 23316 A and B.
Okay, Heidi Limley at the jail.
Joseph Edens will be on deck.
All right, ma'am, you're Heidi Limley? Can you hear me, Miss Limley?
Yes, sir.
I'm Judge Capper at the Lawrence County Municipal Court. This is what's called an arraignment hearing. First, before we do that, let me explain your rights to you. You have a right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. If you do say things, what you say is all on the record. It could be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney, to have one appointed. You have a right to bail and to make the state prove these charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
You've got 2 charges, 316A and 316B. A is tampering with evidence. It's alleged that Rome Township on May 20th of this year, knowing there was an investigation or proceeding against you or likely to be instituted, you concealed something with purpose to impair its availability as evidence. That's tampering with evidence. It's a felony to the 3rd degree. The maximum penalty for that is 5 years in jail and an $8,000 fine. 316B alleges that at Rome Township on May 20th of 23, you knowingly were in possession of methamphetamine, a Schedule II substance, possession of which is a felony of the 5th degree. Maximum penalty is a year in jail, $2,500 fine. Do you understand the 2 charges, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the money to hire a lawyer?
I don't have the money to call.
Are you working? Do you have a job?
I'm starting to work and I just had a baby.
Okay. Where have you been working?
Columbus.
Okay. Recently you've been working, or you were working before you had the baby?
I was working before I had my daughter. I have my daughter and I get back to work.
Okay. So currently you have no income.
No, currently no.
All right. I'll appoint Mr. Roger Smith to represent you.
Thank you.
He's here in the courtroom, so he heard all the proceedings. He's appointed. Guess we need the prosecutor. We can't get the prosecutor in here today to give us a bond recommendation.
Can I get your phone number?
Yes, sir.
What's the number when you're not in jail?
740
Okay,
970
okay.
7254.
7254, thank you.
Mr. Hill, this is Heidi Limley. She's got a possession, felony 5, and a tampering with evidence. So the 2 charges, both felonies. And I've got a Bidwell address for you, ma'am. Is that correct?
Correct. Can I please get a large?
And how old's your baby?
She just turned 7 months.
She lives with you
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, she does.
in Bidwell?
Yes, sir.
There's an indication in here that she has an Ironton Municipal Court case pending also. I know that might impact her ability to get out of jail today.
Do you have a case in Ironton Municipal too?
I have a case of last year. I was locked up last year. I went to a septic and I had court and I was locked up for this court case.
So
And I have,
you got a warrant in our municipal?
yeah, but I was locked up during my court date. I
Okay.
don't know.
So there's probably a holder there too.
I would think so.
And there's no court there today?
Arraignment's on Monday afternoon.
Okay, it is.
It started at 1:30.
Okay.
He says I'll see a judge at 1:30 today.
Okay.
I'll probably be alert.
So it sounds like she has a substantial history already of issues with drug abuse and treatment. She's been to Stepping Stones before, so we would want
I'll
to
be
see.
Maybe a facility that will take her and her infant. There's a few of those. Do you have more than one child?
I have an 18-year-old. He's 18 though.
Okay. Do you have Ohio Medicaid? Is that how you pay for your medical services? Do we have facilities, amended reads? Do you take infants?
We do, I'm checking right now to see if we have a bed available.
Okay. Anyone else that will take this lady with an infant? Southern Hope. I'm sorry, ma'am?
Stepping Stones does, but I don't understand what's going on.
We're just looking to see if we can get you in treatment somewhere.
Don't that happen after we go to court and stuff?
Well, we try to do it as early as possible now. So it sounds like maybe you need to talk with her.
I think
and
I'll call
let's
them.
let some of the providers look to see. There's also Project Hope in Huntington, I think, will
Yes.
probably take her.
Stepping Stones does.
That's, Stepping Stones is part of the counseling center, I believe. That may be.
Were you there when you had your baby at Stepping Stones, or was it before you had the baby?
And no, I have my baby in Stepping Stones.
I'm fine with the counseling center too, so.
Yeah.
Why don't we let I'm gonna let your lawyer call down and talk to you, and then we'll have you back to finalize what we're gonna do on bond. The jailer can hold her out to make a telephone.
I'll do it right now to
Call
hold.
with Mr. Smith. We'll have her back on the screen after that happens.
State of Ohio, Joseph Edens, case number TRC 21-1918.
This is Mr. Holt's case, and it's set for a pretrial today.
Your Honor, we've reached a resolution in this matter.
Okay.
Mr. Hill wants to.
Okay. Who is this? May we approach, Your Honor?
Yes. All right, Mr. Holt.
Your Honor, Mr. Edens wishes to enter a plea of guilty in anticipation of the sentence recommendation for the He asks that the court sentence Mr. Edens to time served and has at least 10 days served. The person also does not have a driver's license. He does not participate in getting one. I told him that it's basically worth the fine off on what he has service.
Mr. Hill, do you agree with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Edens, do you agree with your attorney? I'm sorry, what'd you say? You didn't hear what he said? All right, Mr. Holt, let's try it again.
Mr. Edens, as we spoke about on the phone, in exchange for a plea of guilty, the state and the defense would both recommend to the court that you sentence be time served. At the time you've already served in Lawrence County Jail, which is at least 10 days, you probably can tell us better than that. A fine, even though you don't have a driver's license, it would be suspended.
Anything you want to tell me, Mr. Edens?
I didn't hardly understand what happened now.
Okay, is there anything you want to say?
I made my mind that I'm not going to live anymore. I give it up.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
I'm trying. There's too much, had too much hair up, I'm tired of it.
Technically a third. Okay, I'm going to impose a $500 fine. Order you to pay the court costs.
How much will that be?
Court costs are $110 plus, well, actually it's $135 probably total.
Total?
Yes, I'm going to sentence you to 180 days in jail.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yes, sir.
I'll suspend 170, give you credit for 10 served.
Yes, sir.
So you got almost 6 months hanging over your head.
Yes, sir.
Order you to do 10 days of community service, so that's 60 hours of community service.
Yes.
2 years of level 4 probation. 60 hours of community service. If you're gonna ride your bike, you can't do it while you're drunk.
I get right track to complete,
Okay.
I'm making this too much.
He never gets the OVI behind the wheel of a car, but he gets it with a bicycle. Which is mostly dangerous to you, because you're gonna get out in the middle of the road and get hit. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, if I keep it up a little bit, I'm not going to do that anymore. I've learned my lesson.
Okay, his review hearing will be September 1st, 9 a.m. Okay, so I'll release you from jail today.
Okay, will that be at the county court, or will I get papers on that?
Yeah, well, you can come here and get them. Just get with Mr. Cooper, and he'll tell you what you need to do and help you get your community service done.
Okay. Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Heidi Lindley, case number CRA 28316A&B.
Judge, I just spoke with her at the jail. It's my understanding, to speak with Brad Lehman, that Southern Hope can pick her up and take care of getting her infant also. And she's on board with that.
All right, so I'll set bond at 2,000 OR, and this is with a time waiver.
Yes, sir, time waiver.
Is there agreement that it's going to stay here, or is this one that you can't promise on?
Having reviewed the third-degree felony tampering charge, I believe that we would be able to leave it here unless she just isn't cooperative, in which case we would reserve the right at a later date to go ahead and take it to the grand jury.
Okay, so let's come back maybe in 3 weeks?
Let's see, I'm here the 12th, 16th, or 19th of June, Judge. Or 23rd.
You said the 12th, you're going.
I'm here the 12th,
Let's do
16th.
the 12th.
Okay.
All right, Ms. Lemley, you have 2 felonies, but the state is saying they're at least open to the possibility that you won't get indicted, you won't be taken to the grand jury. You're going to stay in this court as long as you do your treatment and do well, and you could get one or both of these dismissed if you do really well. So that's the best possible outcome for your case, but you got to do your part.
I will do my part, absolutely. But I'm not understanding like what's happening. I'm sorry.
You're going to get a treatment. You're in the jail. Somebody's going to come from the jail, pick you up, and take you to a treatment facility. And they're also,
They're going to take me,
they're going to agreeable to your infant being there with you. So I don't know who has your infant now, but they can bring him to the facility.
They said they will make arrangements.
can they take me to go get my daughter?
Well, I don't know.
It's getting above my pay grade, that's why.
They'll make arrangements to get your
They-
daughter with you. So
Yes, they said that they're aware you have a daughter, they will help you get your daughter. They're aware of the situation, they said they'll take care of it.
Okay.
So June 12th, you're going to come back before me, and hopefully you're going to come back with a good report from the treatment facility that you're doing what you're supposed to and are getting in recovery. That's the whole idea. We want you to get clean and stay clean. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So you've got a baby. You've got a lot of reasons to get, everybody's got a reason to get clean, but you've got double reasons because you know what? If you're going to use drugs, you're making it more likely that your daughter is going to use drugs down the road. Do you know that?
Yes, sir.
You don't want that to happen, do you?
No.
Okay, well, get clean. That's the most important thing you can do for this baby right now, is get clean and stay clean. That's the biggest impact you're going to have on her life.
Yes, sir.
In a positive way. You go the other direction, and that's the biggest impact you're going to have on her in a negative way.
Yes, sir.
So there's no guarantees that your child won't use drugs, but I can guarantee you this from the studies. You use drugs, the chances that your child's going to use drugs just went up. So if you want to increase her chances of using drugs, continue to use.
Do you think I'll be out today and see my baby today?
Well, I don't know about that, but you're not probably going to be in the jail.
Okay. Okay.
So that's better, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, your focus needs to be getting clean and staying clean.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll see you June 12th.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, they finished this up at the jail.
State of Ohio versus Stephen W. Daly for a pretrial. Case number CRB 23242.
Recording has done.
Stephen Daly, I have Mr. Hassel down as the attorney. And Mr. Daly, is Mr. Hassel your lawyer?
Yes.
Have you talked with him?
I've not seen him today, no.
Okay.
He's not here. He is on the docket.
All right, once you have a seat, we'll have the clerk try to get in touch with him. Or Mr. Cummings, can you volunteer to do that?
I will send him a message.
Thank you. We'll recall it later. We'll recall your case later.
State of Ohio versus Joshua Clay. Case number CRB 23118.
Joshua Clay is Mr. Cummings' case and it's set for pretrial.
He doing on it.
Good.
Your Honor, I don't believe we're likely to be able to resolve this in the near future. So if we could set a trial date in this matter.
Okay. Yeah, how many witnesses are we talking about and what kind of time frame?
I'm thinking afternoon would be.
Set it at noon.
Not sure how many the state will have. We'll have a couple.
Okay, we're looking at probably the 23rd, the 20th, 26th, somewhere in that neighborhood. If that works for you, Mr. Green?
I believe I'm already here, Your Honor, on the 23rd.
Is that an agreeable date with the state?
Yes, no.
That's fine.
23rd?
Yep.
June 23rd at noon for trial.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus William Wilburn, case number PRC 23-272, A, B, and C.
Your Honor, I've received discovery in this matter, but I've not had an opportunity to fully go through the videos and go through the videos with Mr. Wilburn. We can keep that same date and come back on the 26th. Should be sufficient time to get through what we need.
26th or 23rd?
23rd, excuse me, Your
23rd.
Honor.
For pretrial?
For pretrial.
All right, June 23rd for pretrial, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Jeffrey Spillman, case number TRC 23-537, A and B.
May we approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Mr. Lambert's case set for pretrial. All right, it's my understanding that the state is agreeable to letting Mr. Spillman enter a plea today. He's going to agree that he's going to go to Bethesda for some counseling, and we'll come back and monitor how that's going, and depending on how he does, this will depend on how his sentence goes. Yeah.
Go ahead and ask him.
We need dates, Your Honor.
All right, so it's my understanding Mr. Spillman's entering a guilty plea today, but we're delaying sentencing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree with that, Mr.
I
Spillman?
do, Your Honor.
Okay, and he's already made arrangements to
Yes,
get
sir.
with Bethesda. So why don't we come back in maybe 6 weeks or so, see where things are?
Okay.
Your Honor, they said it's a 6-month program. You want to come back in 3 months and see if he's
No, I
compliant
want
at
to come
that
back
point?
sooner than that, just because sometimes people don't do what they're supposed to. So I want, if he's not going to do it, then I want to know.
All right.
So I'm looking at the 1st of July sometime. The 3rd, the 7th, somewhere around then.
Yeah, I'm going the 7th through the 14th.
How about the 3rd then?
Right now, I've got a trial that day. Usually they get resolved. You want to schedule it that day, and then if I can't get out of it, I'll file a motion to move it.
All right, July 3rd,
I've got to be here anyhow, Your Honor, on July 17th.
we can make it the 17th.
Okay.
All right, July 17th, and I'll make it a sentencing hearing. So I need a report by then as to how he's done. If he really messes up, I want to know before the 17th.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, July 17th will be the next hearing, 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Powell, South Rock, case number TRC 23399.
And this is Mr. DeLauder's case set for a pretrial.
Judge, this is one I discussed with Mr. Heald this morning. This is a charge as a first offense OVI. The breath score rendered in this case is alleged to have been a 174, but when Mr. Heald and I got to looking at the actual report from the breath machine, it looks like the machine was delivering variances of up to .005, which would allow this, in our estimation, to be treated as a regular DUI under the .17 level.
You want to show him?
I can. Would you like to see what we're talking about?
I'll take your word for it.
Based on that recommendation and with that agreement from the state of Ohio, we're willing to enter a guilty plea today to the charge.
All right, so it'll be treated not as a high test score.
That's my understanding, Judge, yes.
State's agreeable with that?
State is agreeable with that, Your Honor.
And Mr. Featheroff, do you agree with what your attorney has represented to the court?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to make a statement if you want. You're not required to. If you want to say anything?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll impose a $600 fine. Order you to pay the court costs. 6-month license suspension, which started the day of the offense. 20 days in jail, all suspended on the condition to do 5 days of community service. And you have to go to the 3-day driver intervention program. Unfortunately, there is no program here in Orange County now. So Scioto County is the closest, but you can go to any approved program in the state.
Thank you, sir. I have information for Connie and Portsmouth.
Okay. Your review hearing I'll set for September 1st. You get everything done before then, you don't have to come back, just confirm it with your probation officer you're finished. It's a hearing to make sure you do what you're supposed to.
Yes, sir.
That's the only charge. So you'll need to check in with probation before you leave. Any questions, sir?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Yeah, that's all.
Judge, one question I have.
Oh, driving privileges, what is that?
Yes, he just requests limited driving privileges for work purposes, Judge.
I have.
You had granted him previously after the expiration of 15 days.
He can have driving privileges for work, community service, and to go to the driver intervention program.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
No, he didn't. Okay. that's
Thank
all.
you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Travis Jeffers, case number TRC 23239A and B.
Judge, this is one I discussed with the state this morning. I was under the impression we were missing some discovery in this case. It was a Chesapeake Police Department stop where the Chesapeake Police Department wound up calling the Highway Patrol. I thought we were going to get some body cam footage from Chesapeake. However, I talked to Mr. Cummings this morning. He indicates they don't officially have any body cameras there currently. So I don't know that we're actually missing any discovery at this point. However, I would like a chance to review that with my client. I think we could potentially resolve this without motion hearing. If we could have one more pretrial, we'll know.
Okay. So you want to come back?
Well, I'm going to be here on June 12th, but then I'm not going to be back again until the 26th, so either one of those.
June 12th 's fine.
All right, thank you, Judge.
June 12th will be the next hearing, pretrial at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Stuart Shepherd, case number CRB 23-221, A and B.
This is Mr. Waters' case, pretrial.
It is, Judge. This is a cross-filing with two other individuals that Mr. Holt represents. We were hopeful that these cases would be resolved today. However, it doesn't look, unless Mr. Holt's got an update, it doesn't look like that. Okay.
State of Ohio versus Caleb Blake, case number CRB 23-222. And State of Ohio versus Anna Shepherd, case number CRB 23-220.
All right, Mr. Holt represents Anna Shepherd and Caleb Blake.
Correct, Your Honor.
So, in light of that development this morning, Your Honor, I guess the best approach would be just set all the matters for trial. Unless the court or the state or Mr. Holt believes it would be beneficial to have another pretrial, we don't have any objection either way.
I think Mr. Hill requested that we have another pretrial on the 26th.
Okay, that'd be fine.
It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I think we did talk about
Yeah.
that. That'd be fine, Your Honor.
26th of
June.
June? Okay. Another month. Time waivers? then?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, at all parties' request and agreement of the state, I'll set this for another pretrial on June 26th at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Will you remember, Stuart, that's June 26th, or you'll be right there. Don't leave yet, I'll be right there.
State of Ohio versus Samuel Dudley, case number CRC 22-2701, A and B.
This is Mr. Each's case, set for pretrial.
Your Honor, we had previously approached the court with a resolution in this case that required Mr. Dudley to attend the driver's intervention program. I've provided documentation of that to Mr. Heald. We're here to effectuate our agreement, which would be amending the OVI charge to a 2-point minor misdemeanor reckless driving charge. Mr. Dudley is prepared to pay the maximum fine for that, and we also agreed that his ALS appeal would be granted, Your Honor.
Mr. Hill?
We're in agreement with that, Your Honor.
Okay, case number is 22 TRC 2701.
Okay, do an intro.
451120. That's correct, what you just took out is correct. That was correct, you didn't really need to take that out.
Don't have to put.
You need to change the second.
Gotta sign it.
It's 4511. Okay. All right, Mr. Dudley, anything you wish to say? All impose a $150 fine plus costs and change the points to 2. And he can pay that today?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. See the clerk. The remaining charges are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, can I approach?
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Colton Landers, case number TRC 23475, A, B, and C.
Mr. Each's case set for pretrial.
Your Honor, we discussed this case this morning. This was a 3-car accident. The state's provided paper and video discovery. There's another officer present who's going to have body camera. I've requested that footage. I'll have no trouble obtaining that. I would ask the court to come back for an additional pretrial before we schedule anything further. I looked at Friday, June 9 or Friday, June 16 are both fine for me if that's acceptable.
Okay, let me look at the court's schedule. Either one works, so let's make it, actually, June 9th is probably better, so let's make it June 9th.
So, Your Honor, this also includes a felony charge, which I've spoken with Mr. Eachus about, and I believe that given the request that he's going to be willing to agree to a time waiver for this, and at this point in time, we are willing to entertain a resolution of everything here before this court, but that decision will have to be made at a later date. And we've spoken about that too.
That's all correct, Your Honor. I agree, and we would certainly provide a time waiver today.
All right. June 9th will be the next hearing on everything, pretrial and preliminary hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Dakota A. Wallace, case number CRA 2347, CRB 2348.
Mr. Holt's case set for preliminary hearing.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wallace has graduated, and we've had no further incidents.
So how are we going to proceed then?
I believe the state's going to make a motion to dismiss.
Yes, Your Honor. We have not had any other problems that have been reported to us, and we had previously agreed that if he got through school and graduated, that we would agree to a dismissal of the charge on the payment of court costs.
Is that agreeable?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can they do that today?
Yep. They can pay that today, Your Honor.
All right, see the clerk, case will be dismissed on payment of costs.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Yes. Let them sit around, wait for it. You tell them. So we're going to pay court costs, ask for a copy of it up later. Okay? Metal. Yep.
State of Ohio versus James A. Music, case number TRC 23412, A, B, and C.
Mr. Holt's case set for pretrial.
Yes, Your Honor. I still have not received the video of the stop, so I think there's still additional discovery the state needs to provide.
When was the discovery? I guess the discovery demand was filed a little bit back, but we've just received it, so we're moving at warp speed to comply.
Okay, so there's no problem providing the video?
Shouldn't be, Your Honor. No, we don't anticipate any problems.
So I get, we would need additional time. We can't proceed till I see that.
When do you want to come back?
Would either the 5th or the 16th work of June, Your Honor?
And when will the video be provided?
It should be available very soon, don't you think?
This week?
Yeah.
5th would work then, Your Honor.
June 5th? June 5th will be the next hearing. 10 o'clock.
Assign me a different task every time I should do this.
State of Ohio versus Dante Pennington, case number CRB 23208.
What's his last name?
Mr. Holt's case set for free trial.
Your Honor, we've had an opportunity to speak with the alleged victim in this matter, and what we are leaning towards the idea of making sure that there aren't any further problems between the parties before we would agree at a later date to dismiss the charges. What we'd like to do is come back in about 6 weeks with a time waiver and make sure that during that period of time there aren't any problems, and then make a final call on the dismissal either then or at a later date.
Mr. Holt?
That's fine, Your Honor. June 26th work?
Yes. Next hearing, and there's a time waiver till then is June 26th.
Yes, Your Honor, there is.
Free trial, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio recalls Stephen W. Daly, case number CRB 23242.
All right, we'll call that later.
State of Ohio recalls Christy Booth, case number CRB 23315.
All right, Mr. Scott is going to talk to Ms. Booth, and we're going to finalize bond conditions.
That's correct, Your Honor. I spoke with Ms. Booth. This is a strange situation that the alleged victim is her adult daughter who moved herself into her home in the past 2 days. Previously, the alleged victim was living with her boyfriend. Without invitation from Ms. Booth, the adult daughter moved back in, and these incidents ensued. So what I advise Ms. Booth to do after this is go to police court, file a DVCPO immediately so that she's protected from any further interaction, and that she's going to ensure that the alleged victim is out of her residence today.
Okay, Mr. Hill, what's your position on it?
Do they have any reason to be around each other in the meantime?
They have none.
They don't live in the same household?
Well, that's the question. She moved, the alleged victim moved herself into Ms. Booth's home this weekend.
And the victim's father lives there too?
No, he doesn't live there either. He was just, I should have dealt with this a long time ago. I'd let him and Peyton come and stay for her graduation. He has nowhere to live, but he is not living with me.
And who's that you're talking about?
Their dad.
So there's two people in the household, I guess, that she would prefer not to be there, but they're there nonetheless.
Yeah.
We're not opposed to an OR bond, if that's a question. I don't know what to do about the living arrangements before we get back. If Mr. Scott wanted to have a hearing in a short, just a few days and let us, in fact, I don't know if it's possible to talk to the alleged victim.
Do you have contact numbers for the victim, alleged victim?
Okay. We've already spoken with them today, and do we have one with him too? Okay.
Just have one charge.
She wants a protection order at this point, so that's the word as of today.
So do we.
Well,
Okay, well, here's the deal. Let me tell you this. I'm
Well-
paying the rent, I'm paying the bills, those are in my name.
It's rather odd that, if what she says a true person can move in, then file a charge and say, okay, yeah, I want, you have to stay out of your residence when they've only been there a couple days, so.
It's Beth Booth's home. She pays utilities, rent. It is her domicile.
I understand. If the court...
Does she have any other place that she could go on a temporary basis?
Yes, they had a place that.
Well, I'm talking about you. 'Cause
No, me,
your
I'm
daughter's
home.
not
I
here in
work
front of
from
me
home.
for me to
I
order
work
her
from
to do
home.
something.
And if I have to leave there, I'm not paying for there. I'm not doing any of that.
Well, that wasn't my question, ma'am. I said, do you have someplace you can go
No,
just for a
because I
temporary?
can't. That's what I mean. I can't. I'm gonna have to pay for somewhere else. I'll have to come up with the money for that and everything. I can't pay for two places.
Well, we can have a hearing pretty quickly, but I don't have, obviously, these people are not here before me today. I haven't heard their side of things. We can set up for Friday, but my main concern is there not be a problem between now and the next time we get back in court, so.
Okay, every bit of my work equipment is in that place. My bank cards, my credit cards, my identification, my everything is in that place.
Okay.
Your Honor, we'll make an effort to see if we can get this young lady to come today, if the case.
That was going to be my next thing. Can you get her here today? All right. Just have a seat. We'll try to get the complaining party here today and have a hearing about it today.
State of Ohio, recall Stephen Daly, case number CRB 23242.
And this is Mr. Haslam's case set for pre-trial today.
Is Megan Keaton here? Well, she contacted us, and she had to leave work. So, Your Honor, we did attempt and wanted to have the alleged victim, Megan Keaton, here today, but she was, could not be here because of work. However, she's a teacher. She did indicate to us that she would be willing to entertain the idea of a 90-day continuance and a dismissal at the end of that time if there aren't any problems. But she also communicated to us on the 15th of May that she no longer wanted a protection order, and they have kids together. And Mr. Haslam has suggested that maybe we come back well before 90 days, more like 30 days. In the meantime, we'll see where we stand at that point in time, and it might be a situation that can be resolved with a dismissal at that time if there aren't any further problems. It's a fourth-degree misdemeanor. And so we'd be willing to do that. The only issue is that it would require a time limit.
Your Honor, if we can come back in 30 days with the understanding that if there's nothing that occurs in 30 days and it would be a dismissal, we'd be willing to enter into the time waiver. As I told Mr. Hill, this is now the second time that my client has shown to court and the alleged victim, Ms. Keaton, has not. At this point, it's costing him. He's taking off of work to be here for charges that she's filed. So that's why we think that 30 days would be appropriate.
Well, if she's a teacher, we don't even have to go that long. School's gonna be out next week. Where does she teach?
Maryland.
Yeah, so next week's the last week.
Thursday.
That's fine,
Not even
too.
sooner. Does that work better?
That's fine with us, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Your Honor, we're fine. So that would be Friday the 5th, I believe.
That's a Monday. You're talking about June?
Yes, sir.
June, we could do June 5th, we could do the 9th.
How about June 5th, Your Honor? Because my client has indicated to me that he'll be off that Monday, so that it
Okay.
will not cause him to take off work.
All right, let's set it for June 5th. Let's have the complaining party here then. You should have no reason not to be here that day. June 5th, 10 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Here, Tyler.
State of Ohio versus Abigail Hanna, case number CRA 23266. Abigail Hanna.
This is Mr. Smith's case. And it's my understanding she was at Mr. Webb's organization. They're supposed to be.
Abigail Hanna.
My understanding, Judge, but
Mr. Webb, do you have anything on Miss Hannah?
She hasn't contacted us today.
She didn't come in, or?
No, she's been in for assessment and stuff, but she hasn't contacted us today to be here today.
Okay.
I spoke with Mr. Hill. I think the plan was, he thinks it's ought to go to the grand jury. I don't know if that means a knowledge since she's not here.
There was a case several months ago, Your Honor, involving Ms. Hannah and her parents involving a vehicle that was taken. And in that case, we sent that to the grand jury and it was never presented. And I don't know for sure what happened, but I have an idea maybe that her parents asked for it not to be presented because she was doing better. We believed she was doing better, but we've got further problems with her. Obviously, she's not here today, so I believe it's appropriate to send it to the grand jury. We'll know it.
All right, case will be nodded to the grand jury.
State of Ohio versus Victoria Baldwin, case number CRB 2344. She did not check in, Your Honor.
All right, this is Attorney Tyler Smith's case. I noticed where it was going to be dismissed today if there was not any further problems.
That's my understanding too, Your Honor. I don't know, I can't recall if she's just it will be dismissed upon payment of court costs or not.
She was at treatment at Riverside.
So we do have a report that there have been no further problems. But she also was supposed to be in the treatment.
The last report I have is end of February from Riverside. Victoria Bolden, B-O-L-D-E-N.
Do you think you can get her here next week? She hasn't paid the court costs, I guess.
Do you have any update from Riverside? February 24th, I got a report basically saying she was on the treatment there and was doing MAT. Supposed to be, well, the MAT was methadone. She was trying to phase that out. So how do you want to proceed?
I don't know that the treatment component of this was specifically ordered by the court as part of the disposition or in order to get the case dismissed, but I know that she'd been before the court on other things that she might still have been on probation for. Maybe.
Well, this was a 9-day continuous, no further problems.
Yeah.
Dismiss payment.
And I believe those were the only terms on this case. However, because of her history, we wanted her to be successful in treatment. But if the court costs haven't been paid, then so I guess what I'd like to propose is that Mr. Smith try to get her in here before we would ask for a warrant to be issued.
We'll try to get in here either Friday or next Tuesday.
I'm just going to put bench for in 7 days then. If she comes in, then we'll just call back up.
That's fine, Your Honor. I'll try to get her in. That way she pays court costs and that will resolve.
State of Ohio versus Taylor Bryan, case number CRV 23112. Taylor Bryan.
Attorney Tyler Smith's case, pre-trial.
Your Honor, looks like we might need one more pretrial so I can have Ms. Bond have video. At that point, we may decide whether we're going to have a trial or not. So we can set up one more pretrial.
And she still owes some money on an old case, 2112. Does she have a payment on that?
No, but I will next Friday when I get paid.
When do you want to come back, Mr. Smith?
The sooner the better, Your Honor, maybe 12th.
All right, June 12th.
Is that Monday?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Austin Hensley, case number CRB 23117.
Mr. Stratton's case for pretrial.
Your Honor, we have an assault case today. We're going to plead guilty to that. I understand that the state's recommendation is going to be suspended time, 2 years probation.
Who's this? Austin Hensley.
You'll have a review date. But it'll be down the road, probably. So once you're done here, you go over to probation. Okay? Just over there, where the others are.
There's no restitution due. Ms. Bowles requested a no contact order, and we are in agreement with a 60-day jail sentence suspended with those other provisions. 2 years probation.
We have no problem with the no contact order. We're fine with that.
All right, Mr. Hensley, anything you want to say before I conclude this? No?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll propose a $200 fine, order the cost be paid, 60 days in jail suspended, no contact order, 2 years of probation, level 4, review hearing on September 1st. Needs to see Mr. Major in the probation office.
September 1st.
State of Ohio versus Adam Bailey, case number CRB 2159 A and B, CRB 2304, PRD 143740 A and B, CRB 12480, CRB 12528 A, B, and C, CRA 121016, and 1017.
Your Honor, Mr. Bailey is,
Yes.
is on an equal honor from Common Police Court, Your Honor. We understand he has quite a few cases for review. We're wondering if he could work community service on Saturdays. I'm sure that the Common Police Court would approve that if the court would verify it.
Yeah, so he's going to do it in Ironton then, or here?
I don't know. I don't know where he's actually at. Where's he?
I'm at Mulberry House in Ironton.
Yeah, so do they have community service there?
Not typically. Sometimes they do Saturdays.
If he can get here, we do, so.
Could you guys get him here?
That is something that we can definitely work with both Common Pleas and our housing staff, and it's something that we'll be able to do.
Okay.
I can confirm, and I can be in touch with someone here and make sure that we get that properly.
Okay, sounds like there's still stuff to work on, but also I'm taking this, there's some positive stuff coming out of your report too. So, just keep monitoring and come back. If he's reporting to common police.
Yes.
Well, maybe we don't.
We have an ongoing case I think will be dismissed.
Okay.
There's no issue.
At what point do you think? What's the time frame?
Well, there's one, I think there's one that's going to be, there possibly is a new F5 indictment, but the F3 he's facing should be dismissed.
So treatment in lieu kind of thing? Is that
Most likely. Once the F5's there, yes.
Well, why don't we come back here in 3 months, and he's going to be reporting to common police.
Yeah,
right?
it would, and that would be a term of his ILC if they do that, to take care of this stuff too. Do you have a balance, like a total balance? I didn't know if if there was a.
Math was never my strong suit.
I didn't know if it was in the computer or anything.
Okay, it is. $4,099.32. That's what pops up on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what
We want to come back in July or August? Or?
Yeah, let's see. We can go to August since he's with common police.
Could we do the 25th?
Yes. August 25th will be the next hearing here in this court.
Your Honor, if any of that justification, you can look at.
Right. And probably with that balance, I'm going to guess that some of that is restitution that goes to somebody other than the court, so that'll have to be paid.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Storm Pitts, case number TRC 222343, A, B, and C. Storm Pitts. Not checking.
It's Mr. Steyer's case, set for pretrial.
Your Honor, you may recall that Mr. Pitts had been appearing via video, and when we were last on the video, we set this date, he said he could be here in person. And I don't see him on the video nor here in person.
That is correct. He's a Kentucky resident. So he's got 7 days before warrant will issue.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Kimberly Thompson, case number CRB 23177. Did not check in, Your Honor.
Kimberly Thompson's also not here, Mr. Steyer's case.
Your Honor, Ms. Thompson's been pretty good about keeping in touch with me on this matter, so I'd like to either ask to have a continuance or, and I would just say to a date conveniently works into, we got some bad dates coming up, but.
State's position.
Well, we'd ask for bench warrant in 7 days if she hasn't made an appearance.
Okay, she's got 7 days to appear.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Roberta M. Abbey, case number CRB 23270, A and B.
It's Mr. Morgan's case, set for pretrial.
Yeah. Are they both That's child, one child.
They're both
and a friend.
17. They're both 17?
And they're both yours?
No, just one.
One of them's yours, and, okay. So, Your Honor, one of the alleged victims is the child of Ms. Abby, and the other one is a friend of the child. And neither one of them are there at the residence with Ms. Abby anymore. They're both with the child's father. And there was some children's services, maybe they were called or whatever, but they haven't had any involvement since the children went on to the father's house, is my understanding. What we'd like to do is, and we also left voicemails for the child's father, and he hasn't called back yet. So we'd like to move this out maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. Is that okay?
Okay.
And we'll find out if we can, the status that time, but we might have to get Children's Services to go and find out about where they are currently.
As far as I know, I've been in contact with Children's Services, and they've been in contact over there as well.
Yeah, so we can do that, see where we stand on. Do you know which caseworker at Children's Services?
No, I don't. I can't remember his name.
Okay.
June 12th then? That'd be 3 weeks. Is that good?
That would be okay with us, Your Honor.
Is that on a Monday?
It's a Monday.
I'm off on Mondays, yes.
That's our best day. I believe I'm free then too, Judge.
June 12th for the next hearing, pre-trial at 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Phil Bailey, case number TRC 23-306.
Protection order?
Still, is there still a protection order requested?
Well, we haven't heard otherwise, so we have to keep it in place for now.
Mr. Warford's case, Philip Bailey, he's set for pre-trial.
Thank you, Judge.
What do you want to do with this?
Damn it. Yeah. Could you ask about the traffic position?
We will, yes.
Yeah, we might as well. You did everything you could. No, you did everything. You did everything. Yeah. It was that right there. You can't beat that. Too high.
May we approach one?
Yes. Yeah, it's 2013.
John, we're going to change the plea.
What plea does Mr. Bailey wish to enter?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Bailey?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have a right to make a statement if you want. You're not required to. Do you wish to make any statements?
No, sir.
It's my understanding you are requesting driving privileges.
Yes, sir.
What do you need to drive for work, whatever, anything else?
Yeah, work. Yeah.
Where do you work, sir?
And I got 2 kids. I get them on the weekend.
Okay.
Where do you work?
Appalachian Tires in Ashland.
Appalachian Tires in Ashland, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, on the OBI, I'll impose a $500 fine. Order to cost be paid. 6-month license suspension, it'll start the day of the incident, which was February 25th. So it'll be up in August, the end of August, your suspension will be up. 20 days in jail, all suspended on the condition that you do 5 days of community service on the court's community service program here. You can work any day but Sunday or a holiday. 7:30 here at the court. 2 years of level 4 probation. You're going to meet Mr. Major, who will be your probation officer. September 1st will be your review hearing date.
That's it.
So get things finished before then, you don't have to come back.
Okay.
He had a lane violation, I'll impose a $10 fine on that. On his, I'll give him driving privileges for work, to come to community service. Oh, you also have to do the driver intervention program. 3 days school, you got to do that. And I'll let you have the privileges to go to and from that, and for childcare. So if you get stopped, you're going to have to prove you're meeting one of those criteria. So the best thing is don't get stopped.
Right.
Obey all the traffic laws.
Yes, sir.
Don't get pulled over.
Yes, sir.
So you don't have to explain, because you will have some explaining to do if you get pulled over. I think that's everything. Any questions, sir? You'll need to meet, the driver intervention program, you'll have to, the closest one now is Scioto County. We don't have one here in Lawrence County anymore, so you can go there, or you can go to any approved program in the state of Ohio.
Okay.
There's others, and bigger counties have multiple programs. Any questions?
No, sir.
See Mr. Major in the probation office to the left as you leave the court.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio versus Damian Fox, case number CRB 23307 A and B.
He's not here.
Judge, somebody put in my ear that he was in the hospital today.
Okay, he's got 7 days to get in before warrant issues.
State of Ohio versus Cameron Harless, case number TRC 2348 A, B, and C.
Mr. Morpher's case. And you were going to watch the video before you came in this time.
He did. I think we finally ironed out our problem, Judge, with respect to the videos. Judge, we're trying to determine if his first conviction was in mayor's court. That's what would count against him. We have that it was in Chesapeake mayor's court, the first conviction.
No. It was here.
Looks like there was one in this court in June of 2021.
Yeah.
Case number 21-1254. Can we pull that up? There it is. Can you show me what activities we're on?
He agrees he had that, Judge.
Yes, done community service and it may have been, looks like it may be completed.
Rochar.
Yes. Yeah, he's young. What's his age? First date, 2001. I've got genes all over there. Shoes for sure. Okay, shoes older than that for sure. Yeah.
Anyway, it's over.
Is that Arlington? What was it?
No, it's,
Okay, good bring them up.
Plea from you, and if you get successful complete it, then it's going to be about
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Looks like it's finished.
Where do you work? Where do you work? Sites electrician. Sites? Where's that? Oh, he's out of Canova. Judge, I believe that Mr. Hollis is willing to take Mr. Hills up on his offer. He would inquire as to whether or not he would be eligible for a work driving permit. He drives in his work. He works at Sites Electric in Ashland.
Canova.
Canova, sorry.
Well, that's tough now on second offense.
Understandable.
the stop was back on January the 14th, if that helps.
My understanding is I can give it, but he has to have, if it's alcohol related, he has to have, and are you a Kentucky resident?
No.
Ohio?
Yep.
You have to have the special plates put on the vehicle. Before I can get you that, it's on a second.
Alrighty.
You willing to do that?
I can look into it.
Yeah, you can go to one of the local BMV offices and ask them what you gotta do to get the, it's like a red plate, so. Again, the legislature, they passed it, so that's what we gotta do. So he's agreeable to going to some counseling. How do you pay for medical services?
Out of pocket,
You don't have a medical card, you don't have insurance.
not at the moment.
And you live where? Let's see. Chesapeake.
Yes.
So Riverside would be the closest. Can you work with him? He's gonna have to pay out of pocket. It's a second offense OBI with an alcohol test.
Your Honor, if I may, he may be under his mom's insurance.
Oh. You know if that's true?
Yes, it is.
Well, believe it or not, that's probably not gonna be helpful to go on the Riverside, but we might get you someplace else. OVP, Proact, Valley Health, someplace like that takes health insurance.
How about Brighter Days?
I don't think they're probably gonna take health insurance. Only the ones that are associated with a medical practice are gonna be, in my experience,
She's saying that they do, Judge. Not to contradict you, but
Oh, okay. Well, that's not good. I can't have him going to treatment at someplace where you work. It's conflict of interest, I think.
Right.
So, the places you can go to OVP in Huntington. You can go to Proact in Huntington. You can go to Valley Health in Huntington. OVP, well, actually, they have facilities over here in Proctorville, too. So if you live in Chesapeake, it's probably just as close. It's on 20th Street and 6th Avenue.
Alrighty.
Proact's on 20th Street and 8th Avenue. Valley House on 3rd Avenue. Those are the ones that I know of that will take medical insurance.
Alrighty.
So what we're going to do, he's going to enter a plea. I'm going to let you go get some treatment, come back. What I want to be convinced of is you're not going to do this anymore.
Right.
And besides, it's required on a second offense, you have to have counseling. So we're going to put the cart before the horse. I'm going to let you go do the counseling to convince me that it isn't going to happen again before I actually sentence you. I have a wide range of what I can sentence you to on a second offense.
Right.
The maximum is 6 months in jail. The minimum is 10 days in jail, but I can stretch that to get it down to 5 days in jail under certain circumstances. So you're still looking at potentially jail time though, even if you go get the counseling. So here's what I want to see you do. And Mom, you're listening in, so I want to see that he's really on board with us, which means he's going to get there right away. You know, when I see people and I say, okay, we'll see you in a month and I want to report, and I set it a month out, and then 2 days before their hearing, that's when they go for their session. That tells me they're not really invested. They're just doing as little as possible to get this over with.
Right.
So I want you to get with them right away and get in there, get some sessions done so I can have a meaningful report when you come back. So probably June 26th would be a good date to do that. What's your schedule again, Mr. Morford?
I've got a motion permanent custody in juvenile court then, Judge.
Okay, how about the 30th?
I'm here.
Okay, June 30th. Okay, so plea of guilty today, delay sentencing, so this will be on the sentencing docket. June 30th. Do you know where you're going to go? Do you have any preferences as those places I told you?
I'm not sure. I'll have to look.
Maybe your mom does.
Yeah, we'll go to OVP on
OVP? Okay. Sometimes there's somebody here from OVP, but there isn't today, so you'll need to make contact on your own.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Judge.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Make sure you tell them when you go in, you're court ordered and it's a second offense OVI with alcohol related, because if you go in and say, I don't really know why I'm here, they may just say, okay, leave, we don't really know. There's nothing we can do to help you. You gotta be honest about why you're there.
Right.
State of Ohio recalls Christy Booth, case number CRB 23-315.
Okay, Mr. Scott, I put you to work today.
That's all right, Judge. That's why I'm here.
Okay, so the whole issue is on bond and where people are going to leave and that sort of thing. It's my understanding we've got the complaining party and apparently another person that's living in the residence here now. Let's go ahead and do those. I'm going to put this one aside, let Mr. Hill talk to his folks, and then we'll recall. Okay. So we're going to go on to some other recalls.
State of Ohio versus Darrell C. Hyde, case number TRC 23425, A and B.
Mr. Morford's case set for pretrial.
Approach, Your Honor.
Yes. His car. Statute on advertising. All right, based on Mr. Hyde having a test score well below the per se level and some other factual issues, state's willing to dismiss. So case is dismissed.
You're done. Case is dismissed. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
State of Ohio versus Dandy Metzler, case number TRC 222743, A and B.
All right, and this is set for a pretrial today with Mr. Morford, and this was another one you were viewing the video.
Judge, we've done that. He, I believe, is ready to dispose of this. He's talking about days in jail and 10 days of home monitoring. We're trying to say,
Yes, and I also need all three times, like a timeline to where that would be started.
we can't push it down the road, because I know you're caring for your grandmother.
That's the only issue that I've had with that. Other than that, sounds okay to me.
Judge, I think we're going to have a change of plea. We would ask you to delay imposition of the jail sentence for approximately 30 days. He's been in Indiana caring for a grandmother who is on her last day. She's not expected to live much more than 2 weeks, if that, and he is her caretaker.
Your Honor, we had also proposed, we don't have a problem with the jail sentence being delayed until a month or so, whatever they request. I'd also suggested that we would not be opposed if it was 5 days in jail and 18 days of electronic monitoring.
Okay.
We would end up pleading guilty, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Metzler?
Yes, sir.
Any statement you wish to make?
No, sir.
Just a second. I'll impose a $700 fine. Order to cost be paid. 1 year license suspension starting with the date of the offense. 30 days in jail, 25 suspended. Two years of level 4 probation. He wants to report in 30 days, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
A Monday or a Friday?
Preferably Friday.
Okay, June 30th. So a little more than 30 days. June 30th. And that'll put him in over the 4th of July. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but there's a holiday in that 5 days. You'll have a weekend and one holiday in there.
Right, I made a mistake. The holiday's relevant to me.
Okay. All right, so June 30th, your report here by 11 a.m. You'll come here to the court to start your jail sentence. Yes.
When would you like that to start?
You also have to do 18 days of electronic home monitoring. That's a requirement if you get to 5 days rather than 10. So 10 is mandatory unless the jail's overcrowded, which ours certainly is. Then I can do 5 days with 18 of home monitoring. So, since you're going back to Indiana to hear for this person?
Yes, for the short-term time.
Okay, so we'll have that for electronic home monitoring then too. We'll decide then on June 30th. So actually I want you to be here for a hearing on that and I'll decide when that's going to be placed. Probably after you finish the 5 days. And you'll have a review hearing September 1st. That's when you'll come back, if you haven't finished things, to review your progress on the things you're ordered to do. He's ordered to seek treatment for substance use. That's required on the second offense. Uh, 60 hours of community service. Two years of level 4 probation. On the speed offense, I'll impose a $100 fine. It was 76 and a 55.
Who would you like for them to do the assessment?
Oh, that's a good question. How do you pay for medical services?
Out of pocket currently. I don't have insurance.
Okay. And when you come back here, where will you be living?
I reside in Ashland.
Park. I'm ordering you to ARC for treatment, addiction recovery care.
6:30, we're here. Kids treatment or 60 hours.
Needs to see Mr. Major.
2 hours later, 2 years later, before, and you come back 9/1, make sure everything, that's at 9.
Okay.
And see John Major, do that, you go back.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
State of Ohio versus Joseph R. Sherman, case number CRB 23248.
Mr. Morford's case, pre-trial.
You should be taking the discovery.
You want to sign it?
No, that's your copy, keep.
Have you heard anything about what I've been doing?
Review, cancel.
Yes, I'm on meds now and I have a job.
Where are you canceling?
Pat. Yeah. And they got my meds and everything.
Where are you?
Right there in Chesapeake by the food fair.
So do you have a report from Path Chesapeake?
I do not.
He says he's been counseling there.
I can text them and ask for a report.
I'm currently on meds. I've started my meds and everything. And I started my job at B&B Johnson Plumbing.
Where?
B&B Johnson Plumbing over in Huntington.
B&B
Yes, sir.
Johnson?
Yes.
You still staying with Olivia?
Yes.
Okay, I sent a text to Pat to try to get a report. So recall.
State of Ohio versus Hunter Tooley, case number CRB 23147. Hunter Tooley.
I think he wishes to spend most of his time outside talking and smoking.
Okay, we'll call him at the end then, when he doesn't have any choice but to come in.
State of Ohio versus Kelly Madden, case number CRA 18676, CRB 18677, TRC 18234, A and B.
May I approach on this, Judge?
Yes.
Judge, I don't expect Ms. Madden to be here. This was an application to seal a record of arrest in a case that was dismissed. And then it's also an and at the same time, she did get convicted of a possession charge as an application for expungement of that conviction. It's been more than 45 days since we filed the request.
All right, the state's in agreement.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, your entries are approved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Are in the file.
Yeah, may I
See the file. Okay, starting preliminaries.
State of Ohio versus Douglas Bloomer, case number CRA 22587.
He's right here.
All right. Douglas Bloomer is represented by Mr. Morford. Mr. Bloomer is appearing by Blue Jeans. And are you at OVP or where are you, Mr. Bloomer?
I'm an integrated service provider.
Okay, where's that located?
That's in Gallup, West Carolina. I'm dealing with faults.
So that's a treatment facility?
No, it's a facility that they help public out. Now, I have a assigned counselor, her name's Andrea Sims. She's transports me to the NA meetings and AA meetings.
You just saw me today.
I just saw her today at Emily, and she stayed up with Andrea Sims. And Ron has been doing well. I cut it back to 6 yards per week instead of 10. I hate to keep up with 10, I'm sorry.
Judge, I believe that he's been interviewed for QRT and they are willing to accept him.
I've not interviewed him yet. I need to.
Do you need contact information?
Yes.
How can we get in touch with you? Do you have a phone or how can you be reached?
Yes, yes, I do. I just recently got a cell phone. The number is 740-709-0400.
Zero what?
Can you repeat that again, sir?
740-709-0400.
Okay, somebody from the quick response team is going to contact you about them taking over your case, and it'll cut down on some of your court appearances.
Okay, thank you.
Now, where are you living,
I do.
Mr. Boomer? Are you living there?
No, temporarily, I'm staying at 166 Cook Road, and I'm in Cheshire, Ohio.
Okay.
The phone number there is 740-364-2021.
Who do you live with there?
That would be Mr. Gregory Peck.
Now, are you getting counseling services at Integrated Services or someplace else?
Yes, sir. Integrated services.
Okay.
You must step out and call him now.
Okay, so you'll be getting a call here within the next few minutes. Do you want to recall this after you talk to him?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll let you talk to someone.
I don't have my cell phone. I don't have my cell phone with me at the moment. It's in Cheshire. I left it this morning. I was in a hurry when I left.
Well, is there a number there where you can be reached?
Yeah, I think she can give me that. Here.
The work number here for me is 740-208-0138.
And should they ask for a particular person then?
That's my work cell.
What is your
I'm the supervisor here, so
So it'll come directly to you?
yes.
All right, someone will call you here in a few minutes and we'll recall after you've had that meeting. So the case will be recalled.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
State of Ohio versus Trevor Hodge, case number CRB 2379, CRA 2378.
Tyler Smith's case for preliminary hearing and pretrial.
You still probably, yeah. No, proactive death. My therapist is man. I called her today to see if it's okay. But again, she didn't answer. She's, I guess, it's a voicemail. Yeah, what's the son? If you're seeing anything proactive today. I didn't tell her to message. She voice machine. You left a message. Okay. I go once every 2 weeks from my therapist and once a month from my psychologist. You're not on MAT. Yeah, take you
Yeah, okay.
What's going on with his treatment?
Your Honor, Mr. Hodge is at PROAC.
Right.
I asked Mr. Cooper if there was a report yet. There isn't. Mr. Hodge says that he even called his therapist today to have one sent here, left a message on the voicemail. She's not returning phone calls. I think we had initially asked him at PROAC to get a report. He was, I think, interviewed by QRT. Unfortunately, he has private insurance, so he doesn't qualify for that either. So I don't know if he tells me that you see your therapist
Twice, once every 2 weeks, and then my psychologist once every month.
Okay. I think he's getting treatment for also for drug assessment or drug treatment and for mental health.
Yeah.
And the only prescriptions he has is for the mental health. So
Okay.
that's just.
Well, my last report, I did text my contact there, and but that was April. They had a report that he was compliant then. That last time he was here in April, also he tested positive for marijuana and alcohol. So why don't we do a screen today and see what it shows. They'll do a urine screen.
Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Roger King Jr., case number CRA 203143 and TRD 221856 A and B.
And yes, Mr. King, you don't have an attorney then?
No, sir.
Mr. King's not on an AT, and that is what our drug testing is set up for. So I would have asked him to be drug tested today, but he's doing very well. He did inform us that he would have marijuana in his system when he first started with us, so he may still have some of that in there, but everything else should be good, and he's done real well.
Okay. Go do a urine screen, and we'll call you back up after you do that.
State of Ohio versus Timmy Bowman, case number CRA 23230.
Mr. Daughter, you're representing Mr. Bowman?
I am, Your Honor. I had a discussion, Mr. Hill and I, this morning, Judge. This is basically just related to the sufficiency of the complaint. The code section Mr. Bowman's charged under is an enhancement to the normal misdemeanor level offense because of the allegation that the other person involved was a firefighter. But it looks to me like the code does not support that enhancement in this situation. Mr. Heald, I think, wants me to talk to Mr. Anderson about this, and I also provided my opinion in writing to Mr. Heald so he could do an independent review. So I was hopeful that we could come back on June 12th or the June 26th date, and then we'll know for sure at that time how the state wants to proceed.
June 12th, is it?
Either one, 12th or the 26th.
June 12th is fine.
Thank you, Judge. I prepared an entry to that effect you needed.
That's fine. All right, June 12th will be the next hearing for preliminary, 10 o'clock. Your entry's approved.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we have some sentencings to do now.
State of Ohio versus Kara Hearn, case number CRB 2381.
Your Honor, Mrs. Hearn had some health issues this morning, so she called me and I told her, well, at least, can't get here, at least get on Blue Jeans. So that's her Blue Jeans man. So she completed OVP inpatient, and is now supposed to, is she going with you guys through that? I thought she was going to be placed through outpatient.
She's been with us since the 10th.
Apparently, she's going through Riverside. Sorry, my notes said this, I don't know why.
Well, she failed a drug screen here recently.
It's been a few weeks ago. I just finished the time now.
On the 10th.
I'm good.
She fell on the 10th, Your Honor, but it looks like on the 16th, she was only positive for Suboxone.
Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. Are you here Friday?
I am here Friday.
I'll just continue this till Friday. I'll order her to appear in person on Friday,
Yes, Your
which
Honor.
is the 26th.
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Hearn, I want you here for the next hearing this Friday, 10 o'clock.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Hope you feel better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Isaac Garton, case number CRB 19596, CRB 18759, CRD 182241.
Your Honor, this was a case I was on and we resolved it a while back. It was set for review. I think you put me back on it on the failure to appear part of it, so.
Yeah, I set it for a sentencing today, and
Actually, you've already sentenced him on the case, Your Honor.
well, the reason it's called a sentence is because he posted a bond.
Oh, okay.
So that reminds me that there's a bond that is at stake.
Okay.
So, yeah, it hasn't appeared again today. So,
It was 10 days suspended, Your Honor. The sentence was 10 days suspended, 2 years, $100 fine, and restitution of $48.93.
he did do some community service. Let's see what else.
Well, I didn't have community service down as.
He's done 30 hours of community service according to this, but he hasn't paid all his fines. He got arrested just April the 8th for failure to appear. And now he's failed to appear again. So I'll notify Mr. Sowards.
Yeah, he was here earlier.
Mr. Sowards was?
Yeah. I'll try to get a hold of him, see if I have a phone number and try to get a hold of him too, Your Honor.
Thank you. So we'll set bond forfeiture for June the 12th.
State of Ohio versus Jessica L. Thomas, case number TRC 2372 A and B.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
Judge, this is an OVI that Jessica pled guilty to on a previous occasion. Based on previous hearings, you were allowing her to participate and hopefully successfully in treatment in order to have the case treated as a standard first offense rather than an aggravated first offense. Jessica is in treatment, both mental health and substance abuse treatment with Mahajan. I believe she's doing well. The update report seems to suggest she's doing well, but she's not done yet. So if you want to come back on a later date, that's fine.
Mr. Hill?
We're glad she's making progress, Your Honor. We'd like to see it go out a little bit longer.
Okay.
Would you think a month would be too long?
No.
Okay, you want to come back
I
on?
would say at least, maybe even 1st of July.
Okay, well, can we do June 26th, just because I know I'm going to be here on that day?
June 26th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
June 26th, keep up with your counseling as you have been.
State of Ohio versus Scott Taylor, case number TRC 222629. Scott Taylor.
This is Roger Smith's case.
Yes.
He's his hometown recovery.
He's at OVP now? Yes. He's at OVP now, Judge, he tells me.
He had been, as of May 22nd, he was in hometown recovery.
Your Honor, he was dismissed from hometown recovery.
Oh, can you get us a, maybe this says, yeah, it does say he was discharged.
I have all this right here, Your Honor. I have a letter also, but I would just, I'll let you, can I approach you, give us all this from OBP to you? Yeah, that's, drug screens, AA meetings and everything I've been going to for every day, and counseling there also. That's just 2 letters. There's just, that's explaining what happened if he needs to go into that.
Is that his copy? Do that back.
You can have all that if you need it. I do have the AA meeting list I'd like to get back so I could have it go to, when I go today and have it signed too. It's just.
Okay, yeah. I'll sign up so you know.
So they're still letting you go to sober living meetings at hometown?
OVP, Your Honor, I'll go to counseling twice a week.
On the top it says hometown recovery and sober living meetings, May 15th to May
Oh,
21st.
yeah, I just used those and made a copy so I could keep a record of them because I keep going, that's where I go every day.
Okay, so it's not,
Right, I just made like a copy and whited it out so I could keep on going and have somebody sign it there if there's AA meetings. Also there too.
okay, have you seen the report from hometown where he was discharged?
I have not, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I have what actually went down, the letter from there on the day that it happened in detail too. So if you, okay.
Probably should show it to your lawyer first.
Well, I didn't meet with him. He didn't meet with me today. I'm sorry. He didn't have time, I guess. And this is pages 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's like a long, lengthy thing I wrote last night. The day of, right here. This is the day of the incident and all that. So it's like three pages long. This is the, that on May 8th, the day that, you know.
All right, Mr. Hill?
Well, Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to read the report from hometown with respect to Mr. Taylor's dismissal from the program, and I guess what I got from it was that they felt that he had needs that maybe he's not best suited for their program and that his behavior was such that they felt the need to dismiss him. Now, that's bad, obviously, but on the other hand, he has gotten himself with OVP, which I hope that OVP knows what happened to him in hometown and feels that they know what, at least have an idea about how to address those issues. Understanding, of course, that all this happened without the court's knowledge or approval, understanding that part of it. It's been pretty well, I think, understood for quite a while that Mr. Taylor has struggled with emotional and psychological issues that hopefully he's continuing to be committed to dealing with those.
And for the record, Judge, he says he did advise OVP about the hometown situation, correct?
I've got a complete history.
You were straight up with OVP?
Yes,
told him about
yes,
hometown.
oh, there's the file. Your Honor, it was, there was no recovery in hometown recovery. I've got video of the group therapies in the morning. They said, Chris, the boss there, and the manager of my case, he's 40 years old, and he said that I would probably be better off on a one-on-one basis. So I'm in with a grief counselor now, and David Clay up at OVP, and there was a vehicle contract involved, and my mother needed my services, and they would not get me to my mother's. I have that also in my file here. And nobody wanted to drive up to Rome Township from hometown on an 8-hour pass. I had St. Mary's Home Health ready to put her in a nursing home there. And the day of, I had permission from Chris, the boss at hometown, to you're free till curfew to the day, till 10 p.m. And I picked up Mom's 6 prescriptions. I have that all written down there, sir.
We don't need to get in.
Okay, yeah, and
I'm hoping, Judge, given the circumstance, we'll give him a chance at OVP, see how that works. Maybe come back sooner rather than later to keep our thumb on it, be my suggestion. I don't know which to do.
We're not opposed to that, Your Honor. I guess if Mr. Taylor came in and we found out that he had left hometown and wasn't doing anything, that might be a different situation. Not that this is ideal, but it's been our, I guess, observation for a long time that this is a hard struggle ahead for him, and that I think he's still trying. So, and I know
back in 2 weeks is June the 5th, so I want to get a report from OVP in 2 weeks and see where we are.
I think that was right here, Your Honor, I'm sorry.
I've got your current report, but I want another report in 2 weeks.
I'll give a report on June 5th.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we'll get one for this. I know it's tough.
State of Ohio versus Nathan Wicker, case number TRC 22-2401, A and B. Nathan Wicker.
I was asking if you're still with Bethesda, but I see Derek behind you. No, you're good, sir. Okay. Good report. Good, okay. Can I ask you this last time, do you think we anticipate graduation? Was it July?
Sometime next month.
Next month, get you.
That's what we're
This end of February, June for graduation sometime? Yeah, later out June. End of it, okay.
He's set to graduate when?
The end of June, it sounds like?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I want to set it to 1st of July then.
That'd be fine, just let me pull my calendar up. I know the last week of June is bad, but, let's see, I could do
July 3rd?
July 30th, yes, that's a Monday, I can do that, yes.
July 3rd, and we'll look to hopefully wrap this up then.
Yeah. Get another good report, I'll see you July 3. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Daniel Craig Collier, case number TRC 23-448, A, B, and C.
It's Mr. Steyer's case, sentencing.
letter, Your Honors, for the file.
Okay.
Okay. He's gonna make a copy, bring it back to you.
That's an excellent report.
Thank you.
It looks like now he's going to be doing outpatient.
In my hometown.
Yeah, Your Honor, he's not local. Where is it you live?
He's near Springfield, Enum. I'm currently in counseling now through my health care up there.
Okay, was there an agreement on sentencing on this case? If he can,
I don't know that there was a formal agreement. There was discussion of perhaps treating it as a low test. Although it's at least a third lifetime, it's the first in the look back period, but it is a high test. And I think there was some discussion of treating it as a low test depending on his treatment results, but I don't think there was anything that was in the way of an actual agreement.
That was our idea. We wanted him, I think that he was stopped when he was actually driving himself to OVP.
He was on my way there.
And so we felt like that was at least a step in the right direction, even though he did it probably the wrong way.
well, this really he was only there for 30 days at OVP. So what I think, considering the time frame, and since he's, my understanding from the report, you're going to go to some sort of outpatient services in your home area.
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to monitor you for that for a while, make sure you're doing it. You can actually appear by teleconference if you want, since you're not going to be local, but I need to get a report. Do you know what agency you're going to be going to?
It's McKinley Hall.
McKinley Hall? Okay, of course, I'm not familiar with anything that's in the Springfield area. Even though there is some cappers in Springfield.
Have a smartphone?
Yeah.
Do you know how to use your camera? Okay.
So I was going to go home Friday, back to my hometown. You had said the last time I was in front of you to do that on the video thing. And
Yeah, I'm fine with you going back to your home area, but I want you to continue an outpatient and get me a report from wherever you go. Okay. And you can appear. Do you have access to a smartphone or a laptop?
I'll have to have my counselors help me or something.
Yeah. Do you have my card still?
Yeah.
Okay. You can have them contact me. I can talk to them about what needs to be done.
Okay.
June 26th?
Let me check my calendar, Your Honor. I think that's after I'm back, so let me make certain. I'm not here the 26th, but I'm here the 30th.
We'll make it the 30th. It'll be a sentencing hearing, and I expect to get a report from your outpatient in Springfield area. That's the area you're trying to be in, right?
Yes, sir. So I'll do the video thing or something?
Yes.
Okay.
You can appear on the screen here.
Okay.
Check in with Mr. Major to get the login. There's something he'll have to give you that'll have to be typed into the machine so you can log in.
Okay.
Mr. Majors, I'll walk with you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir.
Good luck, sir.
Yes.
State of Ohio recalls Trevor Hodge, case number CRB 2379, CRA 2378.
Okay, better than last month. I don't know if the state's in a position they want to dismiss or you want him to continue. He has a felony possession charge that has been pending since January.
Did we get something from
Did not.
or just
last month, I got a report saying he was compliant by text. I haven't got any kind of report this month.
And the drug
screen
screen
is appropriate today.
His demeanor looks good and healthy and everything, and so that part's really good. He pled to the theft offense back in March. I don't know if he was sentenced on that or not.
believe he was.
He was.
If the court's satisfied at this point, then, we would be also, if the court felt like we needed to look at him.
Well, he was ordered on the theft also to complete his treatment at PROAC, so he still has that.
Okay.
So you want to dismiss the
Yes.
pending felony at this point?
Yes, Your Honor.
So CRA 2378, possession charge is dismissed. You still have to keep on the PROAC, come back. You've got, you got some community service.
I think I have 2 days left and some fines.
Keep working on that. We'll set your next hearing for July the 3rd. And that'll be a review rather than a preliminary hearing. So that's 9 a.m. on July 3rd, your next hearing.
Because he Oh, okay. Well, okay. Your Honor, I misspoke earlier. I think he is actually eligible for QRT. I don't know if that's something that, since PROACT is kind of late with the reports and everything else, I don't know if that's something that maybe...
Well, maybe they can get reports out on them. I can't.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let them figure it out maybe.
State of Ohio versus recall Victoria Bowles, case number CRA 2344.
All right, this is Mr. Smith's case.
Your Honor, she completed treatment on March 24th.
Okay. And my notes were for today, it's going to be dismissed if there was no further problems.
That's what we intended, and she needs to pay court costs.
Can I pay for us today? I can do that.
She said she'd pay today.
What
All
is
right, be dismissed today on payment of costs.
Oh,
She says she can do that today, so see the clerk.
To 135.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you,
Can I take a debit card?
You can do that over the phone.
Do it over the
You gotta
phone.
pay through the card.
Is it okay if I call over the phone, pay with my debit card? I don't have cash on me.
No.
Do I need to go to the ATM?
Yes.
I can do that. Okay.
Okay.
Can we go to the ATM right now or just wait on you?
Just wait on me and then you can.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Douglas Bloomer, case number CRA 22587.
Okay, so you have your interview.
Yes, Your Honor, he's eligible for QRT.
Okay.
I've talked to Integrated, she's gonna have the counselor get in touch with me so he can come and meet with you every month.
All right. So just dismiss this? Is that how we're going to work it? Dismiss it to QRT?
I think
Or
it's
keep it
appropriate in
pending?
this case.
Is it pending or dismissed to QRT?
It's dismissed to QRT and can always be refiled.
So it'll be
or taken
nollied,
to-
so it could be refiled.
Nollied, yes.
What is the,
CRA 22587. So it's dismissed with the right to refile if you don't do what you're supposed to, but you have to cooperate with QRT and do treatment through them.
Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio recalls Roger King, case number CRA 23143, TRD 221856, A and B.
All right, positive for THC only, so we can live with that. So we're going to go, assuming the state's agreeable to treating this like a treatment in lieu of conviction. So what you're going to do is continue to go to treatment. Eventually, once we feel like you're solid on this, the state will be willing to dismiss it. Now, you've got an old case that you're still going to have to take care of, and that's a traffic matter. You were supposed to be getting your license back. Have you done that?
Yep.
Okay, I need to see what he's got. Okay, so he's got a West Virginia temporary license, it looks like.
Yeah, all of my tickets were, well, not all of them, both of the tickets were in West Virginia where my license was, so I've taken care of those and paid all the DMV fees and got the license reinstated. I should have them any day in the mail.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, and I think you'd already pled guilty, I'll dismiss that, that's the A case. You pled guilty to a speeding ticket, 67 and 55 also, so it'll be a $30 fine and court costs on that one. Do you need time to pay that?
I can pay that Wednesday when I get the check.
Here's what I'll do, I'll set it for a final pay date of August 22nd. That gives you all summer. If you don't pay it by then, we'll send it in to the DMV and they'll revoke your license. So you got all summer to get it paid. And on your possession case, we'll go out about a month. You continue with your treatment. I'll get another report, just hopefully that you're doing well. And we'll just keep going.
All right.
So let's make that June 30th. June 30th, the last Friday in June.
All right.
Any questions?
How much are my fines? Are there any fines for like the
Just on
driving?
that traffic ticket,
How much are those?
30 plus court costs.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And, Your Honor, I'm going to have Mr. King sign this time.
Also, Your Honor, Abigail Hannah, she called me from there, but we just checked, she never actually went through with the assessment.
Okay, thank you.
State of Ohio recall Hunter Tooley, case number CRB 23-147.
This is Mr. Morford's case. I don't think, let me check and see. I never got a report. I did send a text, but I never got a report back. So why don't we just continue it and try to get a report for the next time?
Please.
Maybe not wait as long. June 12th. Are you here then, Mr. Morford?
Let me check, Judge. They've got a crazy schedule for me for June. I have a trial and common pleas, Judge.
16th?
Same. Trial and common pleas.
Well, I'm saying 20th,
I'm all yours.
June 20th. That's a Tuesday. All right, we'll see you, Mr. Tooley, on June 20th.
Thank you, Ron.
Keep going to your appointments.
I will.
Thank you, Judge.
You are.
State of Ohio versus Danielle Renee Summers, case number TRC 21-2640, A, B, and C.
Okay, why are we back so soon?
I was going to ask you, Your Honor, if I could switch treatment centers.
Okay, what's wrong with where you're at Bethesda now, right?
Yes.
What's the problem there?
My last court date, whenever I stood before you, you read my progress report from them, and it said that I was had problems acting impulsive and something about me not doing well with the transportation that they offer. So I was wondering why you looked at me like, well, you need to do better. And so when I went back to group that day, I asked if they could print out a copy of it because I wanted to know what it said. And that's what it said, that I was acting impulsively. And I had talked to a higher-up person there, and they said that when I had my car accident, you remember when I come in here with a broken arm? They said that that's why they put I was acting impulsively, but that was 6 weeks ago, and I was just, that was a while back.
6 weeks? Well, your idea of a while back and mine are different. So, no, I won't grant, I think they're telling you the truth, so you do have stuff you need to work on. So I'm not gonna allow you to change. Stay at Bethesda. We'll see you back here on, was it June 20th? Yeah, June 20th.
Okay. At 9 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am, June 20th at 9 o'clock.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
State of Ohio recalls Joseph R. Sherman, case number CRB 23248.
And this is Mr. Morford's case.
I got a hold of Jeremy, and he said that he was sending that in.
He says they contacted, I guess, the counselor, and they're supposed to send you a report on it.
And Shawnee, or Path or Shawnee?
Path, Your Honor.
Okay. I haven't gotten anything from him.
I just had an appointment yesterday. Or not yesterday, but Friday. Yeah, Sunday.
I texted on another case and they didn't respond.
Your Honor, I'll reach out and see if I can get a report.
Okay. Let's recall.
Yes, sir.
See if we get a report.
State of Ohio versus Christy Booth, case number CRB 23315.
Are you ready to go forward on this, Mr. Hill, or do you need some time?
I believe we can discuss it at this point, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, this is on the issue of bond, and we've got the defendant in her own residence with an adult child and an ex, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor. I'd like to have, they're here, Jason and Emma.
Jason and Emma Bush come into court.
So the question that I believe needed to be addressed first and foremost is where are people going to live? Who has the right to be in the house? And can they live
Is it
together?
an apartment or what? It's an apartment.
It is an apartment, Your Honor.
In her name, is that correct?
No.
Whose name is it leased in?
It's in his name.
Mr. Bush, okay, well, that's a new wrinkle.
So, and they have, according to Mr. Bush, they've been there. And this is Emma, the daughter.
Now, right there, is Mr. Bush an ex or are they still married?
We never was married, no.
Okay. Never were married, okay.
Yeah, she moved in after I got the place.
But now, are you the father of Emma?
Yes.
Okay.
And
And
another
she's the
child?
mother?
And she's the mother, yes, and another child, yeah. Which Peyton is about to graduate here in a couple of days, so that's.
And lives at this residence also?
Yes.
So, and I might be wrong about this, but I believe that this is a matter of Mr. Bush wanting Ms. Booth to attend to what he believes are some mental health issues that have been a long-standing, I guess, contention or conflict within their ongoing relationship and with children. And it's my understanding that Ms. Booth does have places that she can stay temporarily that would not be a hardship for her if the people will accept her, whoever they happen to be, which there's 2 or 3 different names that I've been told, which I don't know what they are.
All right,
If I may,
Mr.
Your
Scott,
Honor.
what's your position?
Yeah, well, the lease is not in Ms. Booth's name. She pays the bill, she pays the utilities, and I have evidence of that she is the breadwinner
Nobody else in the
Well,
office is employed.
she can quit doing that, though. She doesn't have to
She
take
can't,
the
she
bill.
absolutely can quit doing that, and I believe that might cause some hardship for the people living in the home rent-free. But the big concern is, she works from home. She's the primary breadwinner, nobody there works. She doesn't have any place to go. I also have evidence that the alleged victim has friends she can go stay with, and the alleged victim never resided in the residence until 2 days ago.
Okay, well, I think they deny that, so I'm not gonna put, if she had leased it, then I may put them out, but I'm not gonna put them out since he's got the lease in his name, so she's gonna have to go someplace else. And, I mean, if she wants to remove, what does she have, a computer, or what?
Computer and some equipment, if
I
we can get,
have everything there.
what all do you have there?
I have everything I own there. Everything I own.
Well,
is-
see if they have a solution to that, Mr. Hill. Do you wanna talk to them about her work situation?
And I'll do that, Your Honor, and I would direct the court's attention to the affidavit, which does kind of indicate that there's some mental health issues going on.
Yeah, I saw that.
So what about her work and having her stuff to work, to do her job?
If she can get it, she can get it. She wants to just in the hospital.
What is it, a computer?
Computer and a Wi-Fi version, so she can have the Wi-Fi if she needs it. That's all.
Can you help her get, so y'all don't have to be together?
I can see to it that she gets it, absolutely, yes.
It's not a problem for her to get the computer and the Wi-Fi, whatever terminal or whatever you call those things.
What about all that personal items, clothes, hygiene products?
Yeah, no problem. No problem. No problem. No problem.
belongs to her, she can have everything that belongs to her.
Can we get the next 6 hours to accomplish this?
Yeah, do we need a third party, or are you okay with her coming to get her stuff?
That'll be fine. She's, I have to ask her, would you be fine with that? Yeah, that's fine.
Stop paying bills.
Okay, I think maybe we need to come back pretty quickly on this and try to get a resolution. So, we can either do Friday or a week from today. What's best?
I don't have utilities turned off.
I need to address it.
You want to come back
Yeah.
Friday? I can be here Friday, Your Honor.
Mr. Hill, your folks can be available Friday?
Can you be here Friday?
What day is paid graduate? We got paid
Friday.
graduation.
That's the 26th.
They have the young man's graduation one of these days.
Paid graduation.
Well, that'll be in the evening, though, it won't be in the morning.
Yeah, that'd be evening, so yeah, that'd be fine.
We also need to address the issue of whether there needs to be a protection order at this point. Do you all want a protection order to keep her away and she can be arrested for coming around? The alternative is we could ask for her bond to have a condition on it.
And
Probably.
Well, Emma is you're 18?
Yeah.
I'm not.
19, so you're an adult. Do you want a protection order? You're the one that has the right to protection order. Okay, so you want her order to stay away. But, yeah, subject to her retrieving her items from the apartment, there'll be a protection order. Emma Bush. So maybe it'd be better if she wasn't there while this takes place.
I can see to that, yes.
Okay. And then come back Friday, which is the 26th. We'll have a pretrial then at 10 o'clock.
Today's 22nd.
Yes, my sister.
I'll give you a copy too if you want.
And it looks like maybe there's a video that needs to be shared.
And it's my understanding it's been turned over to law enforcement, and I'm going to try to get it so I can see it before Friday.
And share it. Mr. Scott,
Yes.
can you give your email address to the prosecutor's office?
Absolutely.
So they can get that to you?
And if he wants to file a discovery demand, that would also.
Yeah, I'll do that. So get back to the office. Judge, is it okay if I write in the exception for her today to go to the residence, get her items?
That's fine.
Thank you so much.
Okay, anything else I need to address today?
Not till Friday, Your Honor.
Okay. Friday at 10 a.m. will be the next hearing.
State of Ohio recalls Joseph R. Underwood, case number CRB 23248.
Your Honor, I'll do a report from Pat.
Okay, good.
I think that's worth waiting on. I hope you'll agree.
Okay, it's a good report. But it doesn't sound like you're finished. You're kind of
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm still
think
going.
you're helping you?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Kind of?
It helps me chill out.
Okay. All right. June 30th? Or the 20th?
I'm here then, Judge.
June 30th.
30th?
June 30th. Continue what you're doing, Mr. Sherman.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Court's adjourned.
Just keep going.